Hello everyone, welcome to Sea of Swords Forsaken. I'm Chris, I'll be your Dungeon Master for tonight, and thank you for joining us for a stream of Dungeons and Dragons. We're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/DND and twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. So, what have you stumbled upon? Well, we're playing a D&D game. We're in Chapter 10 of a 12-part D&D game, so it's all moving towards the end game quite quickly and quite severely. For those who might be wondering what they stumbled into today, we are playing Dungeons and Dragons. That is a tabletop role-playing game. The players around me all play characters in a shared fantasy universe, and those characters can do things. They're quite high level now, level 12 to be precise. What? So they all have special abilities, some from the new book, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Do recommend you pick that up from your D&D retailer, or maybe a digital online platform like D&D Beyond or something similar. But yes, they all have things they can do. 9 times out of 10, they're rolling a 20-sided dice. That's one of these. And when they roll said 20-sided dice, they get to roll and see if they succeed in something. 20s and above are pretty much guaranteed successes, although at the level that they're at, not always. And 1s and below, which does happen, you get minus scores to some rolls, are very, very bad and mean that you fail in what you are trying to achieve. And thus, we keep the story unpredictable and tell it together. Before we dive in too far, there are 5 wonderful players arrayed around me who've had a wonderful campaign so far, with lots of highs and lows, some great storytelling points, some fantastic moments within their growth and development as people, as who they are. So why don't we spend this character introduction finding out a bit about who you are and a bit about what you've learned on this adventure so far. So I invite you to give your name, your pronouns, and a bit more about that, starting with Sharmini.
Do I have to have learned stuff, or just my character? Who's learning? Who's going?
Let's go with your character.
Well, my name's... Oh, this is hard. My name's Sharmini. I use she, her pronouns. Hi, I'm playing Cal Arnold. Cal uses she, her pronouns. She's an Asmar rogue cleric. She's very grumpy. I mean, she has learned things, but she's really grumpy about having learned them all, and I don't know, Milk's like, have fun, and Anton's like, let's all be friends, and she's just like, this is all terrible, I hate everything. So there's some slow, reluctant learning happening.
Look, as I have spoken to all the players about, and Twitch chat, hello, yes, they've all been told what you've been saying to us, which is we'd like to know more about Captain Cal's mysterious, grumpy past. So hopefully today we'll find out more about that. You have been listening to. Emma.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'll define my pronouns when someone needs to use them. I'm playing Prosperous, who is a paladin of Shantae, half-orc. Also gender fluid, uses P or Prosperous as pronouns. I think Prosperous learned last episode that you don't necessarily need to use your spell slots to cast smites. Oh. In fact, I used 8 spell slots casting Sanctuary. All 8 of them, all to cast Sanctuary.
And I think what we've learned here is that that's a misuse of paladin spell slots. But thank you, Emma.
Hey. We got everybody out of that prison. We got out with the spell books. Everyone's alive. Nobody,
no one died.
Nobody even went unconscious.
On the first prison break, no one died.
I think that is a really good use of Sanctuary, personally.
Sure. Agree to disagree. Right, moving on to G.
Hi, I'm G. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Nate, who also uses he, him pronouns. And Nate's kind of all about learning stuff. He just wants to know how to do all the cool stuff. And he's a Triton. He's quite a happy-go-lucky geezer. And he's looking forward to digging through a whole bunch of interesting spellbooks and seeing what amazing abilities and cool stuff lie within.
Absolutely. Digging your way through a couple of spellbooks you found in a prison that's definitely not full of horrible wizards with horrible spellbooks. You're welcome. So, yes, we'll see how that goes. Red.
Hi, I'm Red. I play Milk, who uses he, him pronouns. Milk is always keen to learn new things, but is not necessarily the most quick off the mark. I think he's discovered that you can never have too much polymorph in your life. That's fine. I'm going to try and not use it at all today, but
yeah, sure.
See. It's such a good. I was like, maybe I'll trade it out for something else, and then I was like, no, I'll just keep it.
Maybe I'll do something else with my turn. No.
Oh, it's the best time. I have the best time in polymorph. Milk has learned the value of friendship. the value of being grumpy and has been quietly, if secretly, obsessing now for 10 weeks about what is up with Captain Cal Arnold.
That's convenient. Oh.
I haven't wanted to make a big deal out of it, but it has been my main thrust throughout this campaign. I feel like we're finally nearing its conclusion.
Lovely. Lovely. Very well, very well. And finally, our mummy with a heart. Niall.
Sorry, I just had a little mini heart attack then. Yeah, hi, I'm Niall. I use he, him. I play Anton, who also uses he, him. Anton's learned that in this twins-like situation, he is probably the Arnold Schwarzenegger to Lorraine's Danny DeVito. So, it's alright. It's not too bad. And, you know, there's ups, there's downs.
You might want to explain that in a little more detail.
Well,
contemporary reference, I love it.
Yeah.
I would watch a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger as a wizard. Why is that not happening?
Aw.
It is. It's coming out. I'm not even joking.
Oh.
Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger are doing a film together called The Iron Mask. Free promotion right here.
Haven't both of them retired?
Jackie Chan will never retire. He will break his
Chan
back before he
retired.
retires.
Jackie Chan famously went, I'm not making any more movies, I don't need to, like 4 years ago.
But then Arnie came knocking, and he was like, wow.
Yeah, if Arnie wants to do a martial arts wizardry dragon film, then I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it too. I would watch that in a heartbeat.
Clearly, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons and also reviewing films here. This is
all your content needs. Right?
Anton is a lover of plays. He loves all the plays, The Matrix. He loves his plays. He knows all the writers, all the directors, all the actors.
I'm sure we'll have to explain Anton's convoluted backstory as part of the adventure today then, since Niall's not sharing. But yes, we'll move on from there. This stream runs for approximately 3 hours and there's a break somewhere near the middle. So do stick with us during that. May even be some ads playing. We are also sponsored and supported by a lot of very lovely people, as you can see arrayed around us. Our main sponsors are HeroForge.com, who make miniatures. We have a lot of these excellent miniatures, as you can see here, that sit on our beautiful... This is a real-world sort of DM screen thing that we use here, so you get a chance to see them in action throughout play. These minis we made them online using HeroForge's 3D miniature creator, and look how excellent they look here in shot. And then they get printed and delivered to you exactly like this, in color no less, which is great for people like me who can't paint to save their lives. So you'll see them throughout the stream today, and do make your own at HeroForge.com. We're also sponsored by UltraPro, who give me a lot of stuff for my tabletop, doing anything on my tabletop very hard, because it's covered in stuff that I love and want to have on my tabletop, but gets in the way of literally everything, which is good. This is what you want. It's fantastic. Like at the moment, this little schnuff has been on my tabletop for ages. It is called a gazer, so a baby beholder, basically. And you can win one of these if you join us in Twitch chat today, and we will send one to you. UK address holders only due to competition laws and postage fees. Lovely. Otherwise, we are supported by D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Level Up Dice, and Savvy.com. If you're here for an Idle Champions code, you can see it at the bottom of your screen, just under Emma. And if you are looking for D&D Beyond character sheets, our character sheets are on the left-hand side of our screen right now, so take a look at them there, and feel free to click through and see how these characters have played and leveled up as we play throughout the game. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage and champion trans players, characters, and DMs in our games. The DM players may portray characters that are of different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we do appreciate it does sometimes happen. So if you see an instance of misgendering while we are streaming and you'd like to call us out on that, pop something in Twitch chat, mention it on Twitter. We're always very welcome to criticism and being corrected. Cool. That's basically it. Episode 10 of Sea of Swords Forsaken coming at you. And we are back. So, Sea of Swords Forsaken, the crew of the Bluebottle, you have had quite the adventure so far. Starting off just travelling south from the Icewind Dale, making your way down to drop off 2-3 passengers who needed looking after and needed taking away from these cold confines. But then a magical storm dragged you off course. You realised there was something mystical and special about said magical storm, but couldn't quite piece it together. You took a little side journey to a nearby island where you met some of the locals, had some tussles with some pirates, found out about some local mythology that was probably a little problematic, but you don't really know why yet, and it's sort of worrying in the back of your head, but hasn't really come up in the rest of the story yet, and maybe that might come up today, I'm just saying. At which
not
point,
worried about it.
Yeah, good. At which point you were told, quite unequivocally, by gods that some of you worship, or some would say under duress, but yes, to go and find out about this storm and discover what is inside, because worse things are at foot. Which you did, made your way through said storm, and found the floating Netherese city at the heart of it, somehow creating, manipulating this storm. You found about the people who live there, you delved beneath the city, and found a mysterious locked door that you could not bypass, and also that said city was probably being used thousands of years ago to trap and control elemental creatures. You've also heard quite a lot about an elemental creature that was trapped and potentially could destroy the world, called the Leviathan, but you've not seen it yet and not quite sure what's going on with that, so more mysteries there to uncover too. Regardless, you thought about this locked door. By this point, Anton, our wizard of the party, had already started to suspect there may be some personal connection with him and this city, and a scrying effort showed that a mummified version of himself was trapped in a prison back in the Icewind Dale, and so the entire crew went to release this mummified version of himself as a mummy called Lorraine, who has now been freed from said prison in the Icewind Dale, which you managed to pull off, I'd not say with nary a hitch, but no massive hitches. No one really got hurt. It was all very, very fairly and equivocally done. And now you are back aboard your ship, the Bluebottle, making your way back towards Aeoliant with this mysterious mummy who is also one of your party, but not, who has the key that can open this door and maybe some answers to some long-standing questions. But that's, I think, where we should pick up once more. So, you got back from the prison. You jumped off the top of the prison tower and flew / featherfalled / just fell back towards your ship, which, thanks to the hallow spell of Milk here, was able to disguise itself as an iceberg. So it was relatively easy for you to make your way back to said ship, the Bluebottle, and for you to start sailing your way back to Aeoliant, a journey that you canonically know will take roughly a week. What would you have done upon landing, settling? Would you have gone straight to bed? Would you have taken a second to check in with each other, talk to Lorraine potentially, asked about what the hell is going on? Where would you like to pick up?
Cal's getting a new coat. That's what Cal's doing. Damn shawl, no damn point. No, damn prison.
Your shawl, now lost in that prison, or now your backdrop, were left in the prison as a vague attempt to put a body in a bed. Didn't happen.
It was not worth it.
Not worth it even slightly.
No prison break situation.
Somebody's
going
to be able to use that to track you.
Yeah, it's evidence. It's correct.
Oh no!
Wait! Love that.
Oh no!
What you had thought about in character was, I'm cold, I'm worried about being cold. What you hadn't thought about is items that personally belong to me have been left behind, and the scrying spell. Yeah. What are you all thinking as you land back on the ship? Are you going to take a moment, or are you going to just go and rest, and we've got 7 days to pick up?
Do we need to? I think Emma think about doing this out of Lorraine's earshot. I'm not sure Prosperous think about doing this out of Lorraine's earshot.
Okay.
Do we need to lock them up, or put a watch on them, or put them somewhere out of danger, or
I like all these ideas. All of the above.
I'm right here.
Some sort of guard, so they don't try and consume Anton.
I have no interest in consuming Anton.
Well,
can I
say that?
Oh
sure.
yes, you would say that, wouldn't you?
That's true.
Oh, that was so close to being a natural 20, but it's a 12.
They have no interest in consuming Anton, as far as you're aware.
I think.
Honestly, I have no interest in consuming myself. What's the point?
Well, what do you have an interest in? What's your plan?
Yeah, what are your hobbies?
No, not
We're going back to Aeolian. yes, you're going to take me back, and you can get through the storm.
Yeah, but why do you want to go back there?
Because I needed Anton here to stop Calwas, to stop my master
behind the door.
Yeah.
Can I insight check back, please?
Yeah, insight check.
Aha! A 9. Reveal your secrets, demon.
What'd you roll?
28.
20.
28.
28.
Professional.
They genuinely need Anton to stop what Calwas is doing. I chose my words extremely carefully.
Notice.
You actually, with a 28, it's fair. Nate would notice that the words are chosen extremely carefully.
Yeah.
Why do we need to get behind the door in the first place? Like, what's behind the door?
And what
I'm
is
sorry. I've forgotten what we were doing.
Calwas doing?
Look, there's the Mythalar for the city.
That's the chickens, yes?
What?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's a long time ago. Yes. There's the battery, the chicken battery with all the chickens. Yes, I remember. That's behind there, and we need to get to it to save the city because it's currently sinking. Right? Things didn't change massively since last time, right?
No, it's still sinking.
I mean, there's only
Is
30
it-
people on it. You know, most of them are here actually on the ship. So,
I mean, yeah, that's important. I'm glad they're safe, and saving people is good. But the city's the valuable thing.
I'm not a fan of Netherese cities, in fairness. So.
No, you don't understand that the city's the only thing that can. I mean, all right. The city's not just a city, right? It's also where a lot of wizards used to live, and there's a lot of stuff there. And it's not just like magical things you can pick up and go, oh, I've got this, oh, I've got that. The city's a dimensional lock. It can be used to stop bad tears in reality. It's got huge potential to be used to do all sorts of. It can exist as a constant in time. It's how this, pointing at themselves and Anton, it's how this works.
So we should probably not let it exist if that's how that works, because this has caused a lot of distress to our mate Anton.
No.
We should probably trap the Leviathan again.
Yeah, either trap it or get rid of it. If you can kill it, please do. My goodness, it causes all sorts of problems. But if we can't, it's the best thing to do because we can trap it back in there, and then it's trapped forever unless someone tries to release it again.
Can I suggest that trapping it in the first place is what's caused this issue?
Okay,
if you hadn't trapped the Leviathan in the first place, there wouldn't be a Leviathan here causing problems.
Okay, but are you seriously telling me you're considering defeating it?
Well, ideally, if we can send it back to the plane of water, then
what are you planning on doing? Banishing it? It's too powerful for that.
Would it be amenable to a planar binding?
Is that consensual? I believe that's consensual, isn't it?
I don't know. I haven't read it properly.
I mean,
I don't know either. Read it and then.
Okay, I'll read it.
We've killed gods before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm aware of the gods that you've killed because we've spoken about this before. Because of but
nobody understands that. Stop referring to it until you explain it.
It's
Anton
perfectly
just
simple.
grabs his head.
Pretty simple. You're a time-dilated clone.
That doesn't make any sense.
Oh,
Sounds
forget
fun.
you're not as smart as me yet. I'll explain it. I promise I'll explain it, but this is more important right now.
That's just rude. Stop being rude to
Well,
Anton.
future
I'm
you is
older. I
shady.
have more knowledge. It's just Anton will agree. It's just logical, right?
He's right.
They're right, but yeah.
Didn't make it heartless. But,
They're right, just to be clear.
they're right.
Look, if you can kill a Leviathan, then by all means get rid of the damn thing, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have to trap it again, and we need the city for that, and we need to get to the Mythalar for that.
I mean, I fancy my chances against the Leviathan.
I'd bet on you, P.
I mean, I'd bet on you too in many, many ways, P.
You don't know me.
I do know you.
You don't know me.
All right, fine. I don't know you, but I'm aware of how amazing you are at fighting things, and maybe you can. And maybe all of us can. It's possible, but it's unlikely. It's incredibly powerful.
I mean, Nate can control the weather, so if anyone can help take on a Leviathan, it's us.
They're not really comparable.
Okay. But what's Calwas doing?
Kalwas, look, I left because Kalwas was getting out of hand. Kalwas wanted to control the city and wanted to use it to do all sorts of things. Wanted to break down tears between all the different planes of existence, all the different material planes. Kalwas had huge ambition, but he had started to go a bit. Like, liches do this. If they don't get enough souls to eat, and I was very clear with him on not eating people's souls, that caused him to break down, and now he's just trapped in there. Kalwas was losing touch with reality. Kalwas, we always had grand ambition, but lichdom makes you have grander ambition. Think bigger, think immortal, think longevity. He had grand plans, all sorts of notions of connecting all the different realms together, of ruling over all of them. I mean, what do liches tend to do in your book? It's that.
Can I insight check that, please? Just as we go along.
Ooh, natural 20.
8.
Which natural 20, which makes a 30.
Yeah, Anton. Lorraine is genuinely scared of Kalwas and Kalwas's ambition, and their reasoning behind why they left is true. Again, with the 30, they're choosing their words and their reasoning very carefully.
Lorraine?
Yeah.
There's something we need behind there, though.
The Mythalar, yeah.
Is it just that?
I think that's something you and I need to talk about.
Why?
Well, we're all
Secrets.
here.
I think if we're all going, then we should all talk about it.
Okay. Our body is behind there.
Wow.
No,
It's
your
all gonna
bodies
not
are
make
here.
sense
I'm
anymore.
I'm looking at them. Look, I can, I poke.
No, you're looking at. You're looking at.
Can I just quickly divine sense?
Sure.
Is Anton undead?
No, Anton is human.
Is Lorraine undead?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyone else hiding anything undead about themselves? Cal? Nate? No? Just checking.
Not as far as I'm aware.
I'm gonna get Celestials as well.
Ah, well then.
I wish.
Cal Faint Glow, and you also get Fiends, so Milk Faint Glow. Nate is just not. Nate's just Nate. Nate's the only person just Nate.
Nate is enough.
I'm gonna get anything affected by the Hallow spell too, so I get the entire ship.
Look, I'm a clone. You're a clone too. We're both clones of Lorraine, just when I was cloned with all the knowledge of Lorraine. You're cloned from a time-dilated copy of Lorraine.
What's a clone?
Could you explain it with chickens?
Sure. A clone is a copy of a person. When the spell is cast, the person remembers everything that happened to them up until the point the spell was cast, which is the whole reason why high-level wizards do it, so they can have copies of themselves in case they die. Kalwas cloned me to make me. Cloned the body in there to make me.
So there's another one of you
Yeah.
to make you.
I'm an experiment. I'm an experiment to see if turning me into this lets me keep my faculties, lets me work in the way that I want to. Because Kalwas and I were exploring many ways of staying alive for a long period of time.
So the other body ain't undead.
No, it's alive. Well, it's dead, but I suppose it's probably held in stasis, I guess, depending on how you look at it. Because Kalwas then also time-locked that body. That body's permanent now. It's just there.
But it's not alive.
Sort of. It's a time-dilated copy. It exists and partially doesn't exist at the same time.
I rolled a 1 on my intelligence check to understand all of this.
Sorry, a chicken analogy. So it's like there's a chicken that's held in a time-dilated sphere, and I'm an undead chicken, and Anton...
Like an egg.
Yeah.
Like an undead egg.
And yeah, like an undead egg, sure. No, I'm not an egg, I'm a chicken. The body is
right.
like an egg. I'm a chicken, I'm an undead chicken, and Anton is a chicken that was copied from the original chicken to try and have a life outside of this, to try and be there to come back, because it takes more than one of us to do this.
It's making me really want to eat some chicken.
All right.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
So where's the soul gone in all of this?
Sorry?
Where's the soul gone in all this?
Well, it's time dilated, so there's more than one.
Why have wizards got to fucking wizard? Why can't you all just go for runs like normal people?
Right.
Where does your heart?
Normal people go running.
Or swimming, I
Or
suppose.
swimming in your case, maybe.
Well,
Oh.
my heart's in you.
Oh wait, no, maybe that's not as nice as it sounds.
So how does that work?
What happens if you die? Do you just reform around Anton? That's not okay.
I don't know. It's never happened.
So your heart was cut out as part of this process, and then that was part of you was used to create a clone.
Yeah, an unknowing clone that could start from scratch, that could be built up over time, because trying to create multiple copies of creates problems. And we thought, well, better to have one that grows by itself. But then we wanted to make sure we kept an eye on you, so we had...
Did you want to be a mummy?
I was interested, but I didn't want it to be something that I would regret, so that's why we did the time locks dilated duplicates.
Do you regret it?
You know, no, not really. Like, I had so much more time to learn and think about things and plan things out and, you know, make my way through life and be a bit more together about what I'm thinking and what I want. It's actually really quite beneficial.
Do you think about what it would be like to have eyes?
Well, no, I can still see.
Can I insight check all of that?
Sure.
Because I know I wouldn't want to be a mummy. Oh, yeah, that's it. Hey, something.
At what point, if any, would you say there's like a fundamental shift between being Anton as we see him today and becoming yourself as a person?
It's an interesting question of, well, how much a soul follows the same path and how much a soul knows what the other soul knows.
Were there any fundamental moments of change, though? Any decisions that you think defined you in a way that separates you from this past self?
Well, I'm a mummy and Anton isn't.
And you
Starting point, I
don't-
suppose.
And you don't. No one needs Anton to be anything different because you just need multiple versions. You got multiple versions.
Well,
So
I've had multiple versions before, but they've never quite got to the level that Anton's got to. Like,
Why? What happened to them?
what happened?
well, you know, they're mostly I made sure they had some adventuring drive to go out and do things in the world, and well, it's quite easy. I feel like that anyway. And then they'd die. Adventurers die all the time.
Anton, I was telling you, Anton, venturing.
Also, he's replaceable, Captain. So you know, swings and roundabouts, like Millenaway.
I needed an Anton. This one's called Anton. We've had many names, but I needed an Anton to get to this point where Anton will be ready to work with me at the level I need to work at to stop Kalwas. And you know, the timeline got expedited a couple of weeks ago, but luckily we had, you know, it all fell together quite nicely.
Why not just hire other people? Why did you need a version of yourself?
Because I know what I know, and also that breaks the time dilated lock, which means there's 3 of us, which means that between us we can make sure Kalwas is stopped and we can stop the myth lock.
No, I'm not going down there if there's going to be 3 of you. That's too complicated. I'm not doing
How
it.
exactly? How can 3 of you stop Kalwas?
Well, all 3 of us will be able to access the Mythalar. I can't access the Mythalar, but Anton can.
Why?
It's... Have you told him what a Mythalar is, Anton?
Chickens.
It's
a magical
pen.
It's a chicken battery, magical battery.
Right.
It's a sun. It's a star.
Right?
It's trapped particles of existence. It's radiant. I can get close to it, but if I try and attune to it or get near it trying to work with it, I would just disintegrate.
Because you're a mummy.
Yeah, I'm not alive.
Ah.
Oh no, how sad. What a terrible shame.
No, but I need Anton to do it.
Let's.
We're not letting Anton attune to the sun.
Why not? He wants to.
Does he? You haven't asked him. You just told him that he wanted to.
I know that he wants to.
You
No
don't
one's
know that
really
he
let
wants to.
Anton speak through most of this conversation. Maybe we should hand over the floor.
What's the plan with the Mythla?
Once you attune to it, you can pull the city out of the water and get it back to what it's supposed to be. And we can turn the storm off, and if we get rid of and either trap the Leviathan or if you manage to kill it, it's irrelevant now, and then do what we were supposed to do.
If.
Yeah, of course. All plans are contingent.
Calwas is in there now.
Yeah.
Doing what exactly?
When I last left, there were all sorts of plans about using the Mythalar, but he couldn't use it. He's not alive either.
Why exactly did you leave? What was the thing that made you leave when you did?
I couldn't help him, and I couldn't do what I needed to do. I needed to wait. I needed to try and wait until there was someone around who could work in the way that I needed to get this done. All I was doing was sitting in a room with a wizard with delusions of grandeur, trying to hold it back, but locking him away and holding onto the key seemed easier. And I got to go out into the world and try and find other solutions. I've not just been sat around on my arse for 2,000 years. I've been looking.
Sorry, are we helping him or are we stopping him?
Stopping him.
You said help. So what did you mean by help? Like...
Well, I was working with him. I was working with him to do what he wanted to do, but I realized that he'd pushed it too far. And I can't stop the Mythalar. I can't attune to it. It's
so
I
when
can't
you two tried to save the city, right? Magic went, and you two used the Mythalar to save the city.
Yeah.
Explain that, please.
Well, we bound the Leviathan.
So you used the Mythalar to bind the Leviathan to the city.
Yeah.
But it didn't manage to float, it just managed to...
Well, the Leviathan's a water creature. It needed water to survive, so we just left it floating on the top. Seemed easy enough.
Okay. Alright.
So the city can't float without it?
Well, the Mythalar allows you to change all sorts of things. The Mythalar could make it fly if we wanted it to. It should have amassed enough power, but when it crashed and when it needed time to recharge...
So when I get into that sanctum and I'm able to use the Mythalar, what is its capabilities?
I mean, there's a list. Like, you can control where the city goes. You can regain spells if you want to. Like, there's all sorts of things it can do. But basically, it controls the city. It's a battery. It's a magical battery. Like chickens, you know.
Lots of chicken power.
Yeah.
And how do we stop Calwas? How do we deal with them?
I think it's about time we destroyed him.
Oh, good. So you want us to first destroy the Leviathan, which I'm all on board for.
I think it's unlikely we'll destroy the Leviathan.
There's been no Kraken, which is very disappointing. So I'm all on board for the Leviathan destroying. And then you want us to go into the bowels of the city and destroy a lich, so that Anton can attune to a magical sun and fly a city around, which is not actually Anton's to fly around. May I just point out?
Yeah, that's right.
However, if we don't do all that, then we got a Leviathan somewhere in the Sea of Swords swimming around, potentially going to wreak havoc at any moment.
It's not somewhere. It can't leave the storm.
Oh, it's underneath, is it?
Good, it's in the storm.
It's in the storm?
It kind of is the storm.
It is the storm, right. Well, it's a problem. It is the biggest problem. And much as I hate all elements of this plan, I don't see as we got a choice, because that bloody great thing is gonna destroy everything if we don't do something, and this person says they can help, so...
I mean, that's what this was all for. This is what this was all for. Everything...
I have one last question.
Go on.
I'd like to incite that as well. Another 28.
This is what this was all for, but not entirely.
Okay. I still feel... Sorry.
You became Calwas's apprentice, and you allowed them to turn you into a mummy, and you watched them become a lich, right?
Yeah.
And when did you leave? At the end, when the Mythalar was seemingly unusable to both of you, and a Leviathan was trapped in the middle.
That's right. I went to try and find more answers. And also the people who were left, they weren't very happy about a lich and a mummy living in their city, you know.
I mean, who would be?
You know, it's quite offensive, actually. I'm pretty much the same as I always have been, just, you know, not alive. And, I mean, you can choose...
You don't have eyes. You're quite ominous.
Oh, thanks. That's really, really nice, yeah.
Ominous isn't necessarily pejorative. It's not an insult exactly.
I'm not. I mean, I know you. I know it's part of your game and stuff, but not for me.
Well, my main problem is that you stood by and watched a lich be created. We both know what it takes for that to happen. Like you said, the lich needs souls to feed. You might have walked away from it, but you stood by and let it happen. So, frankly,
I mean,
I feel like you're not leading this.
I'll do you one more. I helped him do it.
What does it need? What did they do?
Becoming a lich means you have to kill people.
Lots of people.
10.
Right.
It seemed the only way.
Whatever. I think the brig sounds like a fair option for somewhere for you to sleep for a bit.
We don't have one. We just have random chains attached to
God damn it!
rooms. But that, I mean, sorry, just that there's facilities. Just not a.
Lorraine looks at Anton quite directly. If that's what you want, I will respect that.
$7 days we have, yeah? Aye?
I mean, I could get us there faster.
No.
All right.
We'll talk to you when we need you.
All right.
But to be fair, you'll probably know everything they were about to say, won't you? And then he points to his eyes.
There is a slight wry grin.
Does Lorraine leave?
I'll get Fanric to sort things out.
If anyone come over, did you are you all right with me putting you in chains? Yeah, it's fine. All right, I'll come with me, you. And leads Lorraine away, but Lorraine's clearly stepping up. Lorraine seems to know the way to go beneath the ship to go to where the chains are.
I mean, you don't seem to get a whole lot better with age, Anton. Just FYI. Like this. This is a good look for you now. Just maybe.
Thank you. I know. I plan to keep it this way.
You're better with eyes. Just.
Yeah. If you ever wake up one morning and you're like, what are these things in my face? Maybe I'll get rid of them. Maybe just take a pause. Remember this conversation.
Stick with them.
I know. I could do some cool stuff now with my eyes. Well, not my eyes, I guess.
That was
whose
creepy.
eyes?
Well, the Lorraine's body parts apparently being and seeing.
Yeah.
No, the only thing, not the only thing. The only thing we haven't figured out is, let's assume that the plan goes beautifully and the world is saved and everything is all...
It's not. There's something else going on here. Like, Lorraine is not a good person. That is definitely more to this than...
My question is, well, one that's already been asked, which is, if they die, what happens to you?
We'll find out.
Secondly, if they don't die, what happens to you? If there is after all of this is over, such a thing exists.
We'll find out. It's fine. But
I guess
in regards to using this mythal hour, that's the way we save that's where we save everyone from this Leviathan. That's the way we save this people from the city.
I know you probably don't want to think about this, Anton, but like, how do we stop this from happening to other people like you?
What? Becoming mummies and stuff?
More clones.
Oh. I'm thinking we destroy the time chamber, but Ryan already knows that. That way, no more experiments. Just seem unethical.
What if the time chambers? They said the time chamber was the Mythalar, Isn't the Mythallar the chicken thing?
No,
Do we not need
separate entities. My original body, presumably the original Lorian, is in a state of permanent stillness, if that makes sense. They don't age, they don't go anywhere. That's like a chicken that's frozen. And I am like a moving chicken, and Lorian's like an undead moving chicken.
It's a lot of chickens.
But we both came from the frozen chicken egg.
And if there ain't no more frozen chicken, then there ain't no more chickens. And that's all good. Right.
We just need to
But
kill
then there's the
all of the
big
chickens.
chicken battery. The big chicken battery is totally separate from my chicken.
So just destroy all of the chickens. That's what you're saying.
No,
to me.
don't destroy all the chickens.
Lorian. Don't destroy Lorian.
Just the
I think
undead
that-
chickens and maybe the frozen chicken, but we'll see about that.
Could you wear some kind of name tags? I'm getting quite like.
I think it's pretty easy to tell us apart. I mean, come on.
Okay.
Look, I'm not sure what's behind there. I'm not sure what Calwas has got going on, but I'm hoping to find some answers in some books. And he taps the bag of holding that he's got.
Yeah, I can give you an
Hopefully.
hand for that.
Yeah, we can sit down. We can try and think of how to maybe get the real truth from Calwas. I'm hoping that maybe we don't run in and start blowing up things.
I've got a spell that can do that.
What can you do?
The truth. The truth and nothing but the truth. All of the truth.
Aye, but that doesn't mean they can't hide through half-truths, if that makes sense.
Oh no, you can't force people to tell you the truth, but you can stop them from not telling you the truth. I've lost track of my train of thought. Something about the truth.
It's okay. Let's just have a good
Should we go eat some chicken?
sleep tonight. Yeah, I'm hungry. Let's get some chicken. Nate?
Where's Kevin?
He's in the
Hopefully.
kitchen. Let's hope he's not dead. I'll go find him.
Kevin's in the galley.
Fried chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should go and see how he's doing.
Take care of Kevin.
If you go and find Kevin, Kevin's in the galley frying up some fish because you're on the sea.
The chicken of the sea.
Hello? Who's come to
Hey,
visit
Kev.
me? Oh, hey, Nate. It's good to see you.
Yeah, how's...
Hello, Milk.
Hello, Kevin. How are you getting on?
Where are we? No one told me. I've just been in the galley cooking and making sure everyone's well fed, and it's really cold
great.
now.
Yeah, it's a bit cold up here. We're like Icewind Dale, something like that.
Oh,
I
right.
don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
should have said I've got a
We're about
cousin
to head
here.
off,
He's a
though.
prison guard.
Oh.
Oh, that's interesting. Nice.
If only you'd mentioned. Maybe we could
Right.
have, spoken.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, maybe next time we're getting heading off now, though. I think the captain's gonna get the ship moving pretty quick.
Sure.
Do you have
Hopefully.
any relatives inside the Netherese city? Just FYI.
No, I didn't even know it was existed until we turned up.
Okay. Just checking.
No, I was here for a very specific plot purpose that wasn't used.
No, Kevin, you're here for adventure.
I am having a wonderful adventure. I'm spending most of it in the galley.
Yes, but
Well, yeah, you got to learn how to eat, keep yourself fed properly for the adventures.
Right.
You do notice that he's definitely gained a little weight.
Good. I feel as though he was looking quite skinny to begin with. So
Yeah, not emaciated, but he was skin and bones, and now he looks a bit more fulsome, more filled out.
that's good.
Like he's gained a class level or two.
Oh, what's he gained class levels in?
I don't know. You have to ask.
Oh.
He's a level 20 sorcerer. Nobody called him for that?
Cracking
It's just
priest
me.
now.
No, he was a priest. Well, thanks for stopping by, I guess.
Well, look, me and you should get some food together for the crew and everyone for the journey.
I've been doing that. You coming
Yeah,
back
I
to
know.
help?
I'm just here to give you a hand and
Okay.
get it all sorted.
because you've got all the magic that makes you do it really quickly. I have to do it all by hand. It takes me a long time.
Hey, you're doing really well, though.
I'm not complaining. I'm complaining a little.
Yeah, I start helping out in the kitchen.
Right, you do. You and Kevin make a sumptuous meal for everyone here. It's mostly fried fish. But yes.
Cal, I was going to speak to Shantae. I just wondered if you fancied also speaking to Mister at the same time, just because it's something we could do together, maybe, if you fancied. I wanted it with Victor, and it was quite good fun. I learned a lot from Victor. I'm not suggesting that you would learn a lot from me or that I would learn a lot from you. We just could do it together. It would be fun, maybe, if you fancied. You don't have to.
I was.
Everything okay, Prosperous?
Fine.
Right, like joint, like buddy up, holy buddies, praying. Right, yeah, sure.
You don't have to, but you don't sound enthused.
I'm never
I mostly
enthused.
just sit and eat some sunflower seeds. It's really not. It's quite chill.
I will sit and eat sunflower seeds with you, Prosperous. Can I have some too?
Yeah.
That part of it is not okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I've got plenty.
Yeah, sure. Just need a break or something, and I don't have any rum left, so I guess sunflower seeds will do.
I think I've still got half a bottle.
That would help.
I'm sure Shantae won't mind.
With the praying, I mean, that would help with the praying that we're doing.
Okay, so there's going to be a prayer circle. Very nice. What's everyone else doing while the prayer circle's happening? Oh, cooking. Yes, you're sorted. Anton, Milk, anything particular you want to do?
Anton's just going to sit and start reading through the spell books.
Do you want to take those to the kitchen so you and Nate can do that while he's cooking, so he's part of learning all the new spells? Thank you.
100%.
Do you also want to identify...
I say taking part in the cooking, like my unseen servant's doing a bunch, Kev, and some things are floating around a bit.
I sort of imagine you're cooking a bit like a Sword in the Stone, where you're sort of pointing and things happen behind you, and you're just like, I'm focused on something else right now.
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
I get things up and running, and then I'm like, cool, right, I can sit.
Where's the lamb sauce?
You're the chef de partie. But don't forget, you also have that wand you picked up and can identify.
Yes, I would like to ritual cast that. I believe I can. Yes, I do. Thank God. Yeah, I'll ritual cast the wand.
Cool. So you can all be doing that. That's fine. Red, anything Luke wants to do in particular at this point?
I mean, I will just take a slow tour of the ship, finding anyone who looks like they might be enthused by my reputation, and just, spend a quiet moment just reminding them of the guiding light that is Milk. Perhaps imparting a little bit of wisdom here and there.
Do you want to roll me a performance check just to
always
give this some zhuzh?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's a 21.
Lovely.
No.
Yeah, there's a couple of people a bit worried about why it's so cold, and the outside world seems to suck a little bit. But you can also tell that some of the new crew who came from Aeolian and wanted to help out are speaking to some of the existing crew, and the message of Milk the Skimmed is carrying, and they've been told about the way you hallowed the ship, unhallowed, but there is this you clearly are seen as a creature of some import, and some divine import, no less. There's a couple of rumors starting to form about that you are blessed or touched by various powerful beings from other worlds.
I'll switch my outfit into something sort of long and pale and robe-like, and just sort of drift around, glowing ever so slightly, without my feet appearing to touch the ground.
Sure.
So I kind of bow and whisper things gently into people's ears and say, "You are seen." And allow people to touch his hand until he gets tired, and then he'll go to bed.
Sure. Do you want to... you probably wouldn't start it now, would you? Probably go to bed before you do it, but you can change the Hallow spell again if you want to, because the whole disguising the ship is very useful for a prison break, but going back into a storm full of elementals...
I think what we'll do, I feel as though we're on an attack, right? We're heading off brave and courageous into this storm. I think I'll spend the evening then making the ship kind of remain back to the Bluebottle, but the whole front end, a bit like when you get those mermaids on the front.
Yeah.
But rather than just the mermaid figure, the whole sort of front of the ship, just a wooden carving of Anton's face, just kind of staring into the storm.
Cheers! That's something Anton will never notice as well, because he's never going to go to the front of the ship and look at it.
Just save it for that moment, like two
we
episodes
get
from now, and there's a moment where you can go, what the?
Last moment of episode 12.
Yeah. Do you have? Are you also reusing the Hallow to give it that effect again that elementals can't touch down and that sort of thing?
Oh yes. Well, will that mean that I can't make it look like fun stuff anymore? Because I switched it out once for that.
Oh.
You gave me the disguise self ability on the ship, which is very fun. But that means at the moment, elementals couldn't land. That's not true. That's a different part of the spell. No, that's fine.
Okay, so what did you swap out for the disguise self? Just checking what I can do.
No, that's fine. It's just a while since I made the note somewhere.
All good.
Hallows. Followers of the Leviathan were frightened upon entering was the thing.
But that's gone now.
That's gone.
Cool.
And instead we just have elementals can't land on the ship.
No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, so Milk is doing his thing. We've got looks at spells and identifies being cast, which we'll come to. But first, Cal and Prosperous are going to have a little moment trying to talk to their gods simultaneously. Or Cal, are you there while Prosperous talks to Chontea, and then Prosperous, are you there while Cal talks to Mystra? Like, what's the plan here?
I guess we're both like praying simultaneously. Prosperous does talk out loud though.
Perfect. I mean, I think Cal's gonna kind of, at least at the start, be more sort of like looking at what Prosperous is doing, and like taking a moment for herself, but also just like, how is P doing this? Like,
okay,
I like got out the sunflower seeds. It's like a handful each, quite a large handful. Takes an hour. A casting ceremony, and I've got out the rest of the rum. And I'm gonna put my sword out on the floor because I feel like that's an important part of this, although it's definitely not. And probably light a candle because that's what Victor said I needed to do. So I'm just like I'll drip a bit of wax onto the sword and like prop it on the sword.
I have incense if you want incense.
I mean, sure, why not? More things.
More burny things. Go get my incense. Just give it to P. Like,
kind of look at it like.
I don't care, but you can.
What are you supposed to do with it?
You have to put in a thing and set the. It's just set it on fire. Not like very on fire. Just like a little bit on fire.
Set it on fire and then hold it. Like, what happens now?
No, you put it in. It goes in the. Look. It'll put it in this. It just wasn't important. I just thought, anyway.
Cool. No, it smells good.
Yeah, well, yeah.
The room now smells of a mixture of sunflower seeds, rum, and incense.
Sunflower seeds don't smell of anything. And I'm going to start munching on my sunflower seeds.
Cal, as you're sat there with P, you realise how different this is from anything you have to do to make contact with your god, and it seems much more chilled out. Like, you're just sat there. And as the two of you sit there, just idly sort of waiting, no big deal. Cal, you also hear Chontea's voice in this conversation and can engage with Chontea if you want to. Hello, P. You've brought a friend.
Oh, this is Cal.
Hello, Cal.
Oh, I did not know that this was. I'm sorry. I thought it was a. Okay.
I didn't know this was going to happen either, but this is good. No, this is less awkward than I thought it was going to be. Actually.
Well, it's always nice to meet someone new, and I can't really do much while I'm here because you're only using a first level spell slot, but it's nice to be nice.
What's a first level spell slot?
It doesn't matter. It's how the gods work out how much power to give mortals.
Oh. Interesting. Is it sort of like accounting? It sounds tedious.
You get used to it. Basically, you have a sort of account online where you keep track of them.
Dull conversation. This is my friend Cal. She's a really awesome ship's captain.
Oh, you're Mystery Worshipper. Hello.
That's not how I would
We're
generally describe
colleagues.
her.
No, but so you worship, and in my sphere, that's sort of what you put people in boxes, you know.
Don't put people in boxes. That's not nice.
All right.
Just let them roam free. It's like
The closest.
chickens.
It's the most accurate box. I can't complain. I might not like the box, but it is the box is the box. You know what you're gonna do.
Why are you not happy with the box?
The box is kind of soggy and it's got holes in it, and you know, the wind gets in. It's not good for the feathers.
Are you a
It's a
chicken
long
in this
story.
analogy?
Yeah, there was. Sorry, you weren't there. There was a chicken.
Oh no, I was. I was
everyone's a
aware of the
chicken.
conversation. I've been keeping tabs.
Everything's
Yeah.
a chicken at the moment.
Turns
Was
out
it?
everyone was a chicken, and Anton is the same chicken as some other chickens, and
Yes, strange though.
It doesn't
I
make
suppose-
any sense.
No, I don't think it does either. But
are you the proactive type of god who
it can be. I don't tend to be.
Prosperous said you're very chill, but wonder if you ever sort of leap in and save the day and
Oh,
fix
no, that's-
everything.
No, there's other gods that do that. I mean, you're
Right.
you're fully aware of one of them, so you know.
Okay.
I mean, I sort of leap in and save the day, so
You
I guess
do.
that's sort of by proxy.
Good point.
It's nice because the other gods are quite jealous of me because of you, which is really quite pleasant.
Is it because I'm not a halfling?
Look, the halfling thing was a couple of editions ago, and it's where I started. I'm very proud of my heritage, but times have changed, and I've moved on a little bit.
What I actually came to ask you about, Tronter, was I need some rings.
Right?
I wouldn't normally ask you for anything, but on this occasion I just really need 3 platinum rings. They have to be worth at least 50 gold pieces each. I just really need them.
Okay.
I just, everything's been really confusing recently. I just need something solid to hold on to, and I really feel like 3 platinum rings worth 50 gold pieces each is what I need right now.
Look, Prosperous, sometimes the spheres shift and you're granted abilities you wouldn't usually have, and it would be particularly cruel of me to try and hold those back from you at this point in time, so I'll... Hang on a sec. Concentrates, and 3 platinum rings appear on the length of the sword. Will that do?
Yeah, that's amazing. I wasn't actually expecting you to have them. They're not really farming implements.
I can't just summon farming implements. I can summon... I'm a god. I can do whatever I want.
God of farming. And halflings.
Prosperous, I'm not just the god of farming and halflings. I'm the god of,
Farming and halflings.
family. Togetherness. Friendship, in a way.
That's really nice.
It is. It's very pleasant. I've quite a pleasant existence, all truth be told. It's one of the reasons I'm talking to your friend now as well.
Actually, one of them's for her. So I give you one of these rings. You have to wear it.
Well, right. It's like a present, or
Yeah.
what does it do? Does it do things? I don't want to assume it does things, but
No, it's
do
literally
things?
it's just a platinum ring.
cop it some. It's quite an expensive gift,
Oh,
Prosperous.
Don't sell it. I need
I
it.
don't-
I need you to be wearing it. Don't sell it.
It does something, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, okay. I can use it to do something. Don't sell it.
I will wear the ring. Thank you. You're a good friend. Anyway.
You're a good friend too. I've enjoyed this.
Right, well,
You can't make this make any more sense, can you? And I mean, aside from the platinum rings, which are a good solid thing that I can have now, but you can't make this make more sense, can you? Or make the time travel disappear, or something.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to choose my words very carefully.
There's been a lot of that today.
What the past version of your friend has done breaks the rules that bind our universe together.
Yes.
They have manipulated powers far beyond their control, and they're now paying the price for that, and that is correct.
Right. So just don't help them?
No, help them. Their intentions are correct. The solution is what is best for everyone, but give the other one of those to the person who needs it most, all right? I trust you to do the right thing.
I know.
Good.
Can I have some more sunflower seeds as well while you're here?
Of course, as many as you want. They cost nothing. They're free.
Are you sure you want to give me as many as I want? Because that's quite a lot.
I will give you some. The ship suddenly...
I mean, we left our cargo on the island. We actually got a lot of space in the hold right now. If you want to,
I'll fill the hold. Why not?
Like,
the hold is now full of sunflower seeds. You're welcome.
Sure. Wow.
Build the holes with sunflower seeds. Platinum rings to be fair.
Taking off that cargo was, to make the ship lighter.
Like there was no one standing there when the sunflower seeds appeared.
Oh no, don't worry. I would never crush someone. If there was someone there, I made sure they appeared around them. I'm not a monster.
Prosperous.
Oh, so they're just now up to their neck in sunflower seeds.
What happened?
Prosperous looks
Kevin's
really,
gone to get some
really
supplies.
pleased.
There is someone in the hold who got surrounded by sunflower seeds who thinks Milk did it.
That is typical.
This is the best day. Thank you, Shantae.
Of course. Can I speak to your friend?
Oh, yes. Do you want me to go outside?
No, but I just wanted to... I'm here because you let me be here, and I don't want to do something out of your decision.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna... I've got a lot of sunflower seeds now. I'm just gonna eat them.
Alright. Captain Arnold, I don't know you, so I'll be more formal.
Polite, thank you. Wow. Nice to your godliness. Yeah.
Shantae's fine. I'm not into all that sort of nonsense.
Right.
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, and you get to know the reasons, and we just have to go along with it.
Some of us are trying to help mortals understand that carefully and calmly, and some of us are more interested in results because of their past interactions. I know you've been hurt. She has too.
How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm worried about my friend. But I'm always worried about my friends.
You're worried about Prosperous?
No.
Oh.
I'm not worried about my disciples. They have their own way. I'm worried about my friend.
Right. Well, I will ask her how she's doing.
This is important to her, and I see why. And I want to help, but it's outside of my jurisdiction, really.
It's all very complicated.
Sometimes there are moments
I'm sure
where a lot of strings all rest on one point, and this is one of those points.
Well, we're gonna save the world from the Leviathan, so nothing to worry about. Everything's gonna get sorted. Anton's gonna be fine. Everyone's gonna be fine. Leviathan, trapped, banished, killed, something. It's It's probably all going to be fine. Or we're all dead, in which case we won't mind.
Well, for a second there, I was worried you drunk too much rum.
All right. Thank you very much for your time and for listening to me. It is greatly appreciated.
You got a polite God, Prosperous. Wow. You're welcome, Shantae. Oh, that's weird. Okay.
All right, well, thank you both, and good luck for the next couple of days.
I'm gonna kill Leviathan.
I'm sure you're going to try.
Not as positive as usual.
No, it's not what I meant. Prosperous, you're a wonderful person, but a Leviathan is a world-destroying evil.
I'm a world-destroying paladin.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. All right, well, I'd better depart now. Thank you both, and thank you for your time.
Thanks for the sunflower seeds.
There was never anyone there. It was just a presence. Yeah. The presence phase.
Oh, that was weird. That was weird. Prosperous. Oh, everyone has plans, and it's gonna be all right, isn't it? Is everything gonna be all right? What if it's not? What if the plan is that it's not? What if this isn't? What if none of us are supposed to survive this, and nothing is supposed to? Everything's supposed to. Well, what if the world coming right depends on us dying?
Well, if we die, then we go to Chontea Heaven, and we get to see all our friends again.
What if not everyone dies, and someone has to stay alive?
Well, then that person will be alive and everyone else will be in Chontea Heaven.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But then that person gets to carry on living and doing all the fun living things, and then eventually they'll go to Chontea Heaven and see everyone again. I don't see what the issue is.
Okay. Right, okay,
Life's
sure.
easy with intelligence 8, isn't it?
Sure.
Are there people who you wish you could see that you can't see because they're in Chontea Heaven? I mean, I suppose they might not be in Chontea Heaven, but...
It's not so much about wishing you could see him. It's just about the fact that, well, I don't know.
No, I feel like you were on the verge of telling me something.
I don't want to be responsible for getting any of you lot killed. That's all I'm saying. I don't want
to. That kind of thing implies that none of us have responsibility over our own actions and that you're in charge of us, which you're not, because we're all responsible for our own actions. If any of us die, it'll be because of choices that we made.
Yeah, sometimes I just, get the sense that as a group, there people have come to rely on each other,
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of dangerous because people let you down.
None of us are gonna let each other down. Like, nobody's gonna. We're not gonna get into a fight and go like. No one's gonna turn around and go like, well, I guess this looks dangerous, so bye. Yes, if that happened and someone died, that person would be partly responsible. But if we all try our best and someone dies, no one's responsible for that apart from, maybe the world-ending evil. But if you try your best and something bad happens, that's not your fault because you tried.
Well, if you mess it up, or if you make a mistake, things go badly.
Mistakes. You can't...
Still your fault, though, isn't it?
No.
I'm responsible for this whole crew, I every day just trying to make the right decisions for them, for everyone, for the world. Now for the, world, Leviathan, you have to get everyone, we do have a responsibility to make the right decisions.
You're responsible for this crew, but if Fenric makes a choice and he makes a mistake, would you turn around to him and say it's your fault that someone died?
I wouldn't have to, he'd know.
I think that's the point.
Doesn't make it any better, though, does it? Doesn't make it feel any better.
You also don't have to carry it forever, though. People know what they're getting into. People know what they're choosing to do.
I think you do. I think Milk does. Not so sure about Nate and Anton, I don't know, there's along for the ride, and it's not a, like Lorraine said, a lot of people die. And it's hard to really understand. It's hard to really believe that, till it happens. It doesn't really feel like it's a possibility.
Maybe. But I think also by suggesting that, you underestimate people.
Yeah, maybe. How do you're over? Yeah, sure, maybe. We're all super powerful, and you can defeat a Leviathan.
I don't think necessarily we're all super powerful, but I think if Anton decides that he wants to pursue this, and he's looked at what's coming and decides he still wants to do it, and if at the end of this he dies, he made that decision, he chose those risks. If we've done everything in our power to help him and try and stop it,
yeah, you're right.
I will still be sad. I will still look back and think of everything I could possibly have done to stop that. But if he wants to pursue this because it is incredibly confusing and doesn't make any sense, and he needs to know, that is his choice, and I will go with him to try and help him do that.
You're right. You're absolutely right. People make their decisions responsible for themselves, and you try and help out and just try not to mess it all up. That's what we gotta do. That's what we're gonna do.
You haven't messed anything up
fine.
while I've known you.
No, I mean, it's I accept that sometimes, things are outside of my control. Pissed about them. That storm, took some good people, but no, it was, I'm doing a good job here. Keep trying to do a good job as best I can. Thank you, this is all a lot, and I just needed to not be sitting alone with it all in my head,
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Talk to Milk about it sometime. He's really good at helping you think things through.
Yeah, he got some weird views on things, but sure, I mean, I guess it's worth a try. If I start listening to Milk, am I going to end up in a cult?
Not if you're careful.
We call it a family. Why?
Right. I'll be careful. It's a good tip. Thanks.
Don't take the Kool-Aid.
No. More rum.
More rum.
Got like a week. Shouldn't have given those people on that island so much of our rum. That was a mistake.
You did give them a lot of rum.
I gave them a lot of rum. I felt bad for them. They hadn't had any rum for hundreds of years. It's like, oh,
their entire lives.
Go back and they'll all be dead from alcohol. But
We thought about saving the city, but then we didn't.
some of us fell in the sea.
Sharmini, is Cal going to try and speak to Mistra? You don't have to, you don't want to.
Maybe in a bit. Maybe
Cool.
not right now.
Sure. Anton, Nate, you were looking at these spell books.
Mm-hmm.
Anton, you can see very early on that there is a spell book that looks exactly like yours, just a bit older. Do you leave it or do you look in it?
Oh, that's the first one he looks at.
Okay.
Looking for any notes that, possible.
There are a lot of very complex notes on various spells. Like, Lorraine's clearly a much higher level spellcaster than you. There are a lot of notes on necromantic spells, especially ones that you don't necessarily know yet. But the first about 20 or 30 pages or so are almost exactly the same. But a lot of the later stuff is on necromantic spells and on this strange use of the spell time shift in various contexts and looking at ways to use spells to fuck with timelines, which, looking at it, there's a piece missing you don't fully understand. Like, you're never going to be able to replicate that kind of magic, but there is a level of work here in a field called chronomancy that you don't fully understand.
No worries. Better note taken. It's probably all.
Otherwise, between you two looking through these spellbooks, there are some that are obviously like the spellbook of a hideously powerful, awful necromancer. You just went yoink, and who's probably still in prison, where it's just full of spells. There's some that look like regularly normal ones, some that look like sort of pretty standard ones. Between you going through them, you can find any 1st to 5th level spell that you want, and copying them across takes a lot of time. But if you hang on to that book and effectively cast from it, you can learn these spells. You can use them if you want. It's just put them against the numbers you can prep for your wizard levels.
Brilliant. Thank you.
There's also the wand. Did you identify the wand?
I did.
The wand is a wand of binding. It's got a strange sort of chain link-like effect up the length of it that makes it look like it's made of a series of chain links together with a sort of skull-like protrusion at the end. It has 7 charges. While holding the wand, you can use an action to expend some of its charges to cast one of the following spells. Hold Monster or Hold Person. Hold Monster takes 5 charges, Hold Person takes 2. If you use all of the wand's charges, roll a 1 and it crumbles to ashes, etc. Classic ones.
Do you want to keep hold of
that? Yeah, I can do.
Yeah, it's something I can do any.
While holding the wand, you can use your reaction to expend 1 charge and gain advantage on a saving throw you make to avoid being paralyzed or restrained.
I changed my mind. No, I'm joking.
Or you can expend 1 charge and gain advantage on any check you make to escape a grapple.
Cool.
It's on Beyond if you want to add it to your sheet.
I was going to say, what's it called? Wand
of Binding. Binding.
Cool.
Anything you two discuss? Kevin's with you cooking, but Kevin can easily be distracted and doing other things and helping prepare with all of the spells and invisible servants and things floating around.
Do you think I should go and bind Lorraine? Or do we think he's alright? They're alright for now?
Yeah, Lorraine's not going to be doing anything to try and, rock the boat. But yeah, no, we'll be fine. I think just keep hold on to this. If we have to use it later, then we use it later. And preferably if 2 of us can do this, then one of us can bind Calwas and the other one can hold Lorraine.
Yeah, that's handy.
But you have to remember, Lorraine knows all of that.
Yeah, of course.
It's just annoying that I can't figure out how to make it work the other way. So I'm going to find something on that book, but
that's
just
beyond
me.
I mean, I'm not. My wizard skills aren't really enough to make the most of these books, but I'll get something out of them at least.
Exactly, that's the main thing. I'm already learning loads, so I just wish there was more.
Yeah.
And Anton throws himself back into work.
Okay.
I think Nate would take a couple of the books and maybe kind of wander about the ship while flicking through pages.
Sure.
And just kind of messing about, trying out a few things. And I think we'd put a magic mouth in some places.
Okay.
Around the ship. Can he find anything that has a face on it?
Interesting. Is there a face anywhere on the ship apart from the front, which is an illusion, so isn't really there? Cal, it's your ship. Anywhere where there'd be a face?
Yeah, I mean, maybe some engravings above the doorway going down. Just artsy bits on the ship.
Yeah. So yeah, I think just wandering around some of the corridors and outside some of the rooms and things, if I saw an engraved face in something, I'd be stood there for 10 minutes trying to look casual, waiting if anybody wanders past, And then afterwards, it'll be just, I don't know, all sorts of random things, I think.
Okay.
Lots of, hello there, nice shoes.
You mess
That
with
colour looks really good on you.
mess with some of Harlak's like tools and things. Like she picks it up and it's talking to her.
As you finish doing one of these and you walk down the corridor, you hear your voice from behind as a crewman was going, "Hello, nice shoes," and then goes, "Thank, hello." There's sort of a weird assumption that you're sort of everywhere now, because it's definitely your voice.
And I want to go to the ship's wheel,
Sure.
and I will put a mouth on the ship's wheel so that when it gets turned left, it goes. When it gets turned right, it goes wee. Oh no! When it gets spun, it goes wee. And when it gets turned to the right, it goes whoa.
That is such a deep cut home game reference. It's just amazing.
Wasn't even my suggestion.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. Okay. Yeah. You can have all of those things. Of course you can.
Cool. I'm not going to have Magic Mouth as a prepped spell, but it's just...
No, why would you waste time, Steve?
Can I go find Anton?
Of course, Anna's in the kitchen.
Before I go find Anton, can I think really hard and think about whether Lorraine was wearing a ring?
Sure.
I'm thinking really hard.
Roll me a history check.
This works.
Rolled a 3.
You don't remember.
But yes, I sit opposite Anton. I'm still thinking really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Anton!
Aye.
I give you a ring.
Well, this is the most unlikely way I expected this to happen.
You need to wear it.
I know what it's for. I just saying that I didn't think of you in that way, P. I am grateful, I guess.
Yeah, it's good. I gave one to Cal as well.
Okay. What do you think this is for?
I got a new spell.
Right, he slips it on.
Which finger did you slip it on, Anton?
The wedding ring. Wedding finger. Just by instinct.
Right.
He's been dreaming of this since he was a child.
Aww. Finally.
It just means that, like, if you or Cal get hit and you take damage, you won't take as much damage, and I'll take some of the damage, and it'll be fine.
Okay. Oh, cheers. Oh, that's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Thank you very much.
If I cast a spell. If I remember to cast a spell. Do you remember if Lorraine was wearing a ring?
Can I make a history check?
Yeah, we can.
Cool.
They're downstairs, Matt.
That's 26. Don't want to go visit them.
No.
They have a couple of rings on, yeah.
Yeah, they had a couple of rings on, eh?
Was it like this ring?
I don't know. They've got very dirty hands. Oh, definitely, sorry. Most likely, aye.
Like it.
Aye.
I like it.
But don't you have to cast the spell on specifically me, not Lorraine?
Yeah, no, I choose who I cast it on. But
There you go. We've got nothing to worry about then.
No, but Chontea gave me those rings. There's no way Lorraine could have got that ring. It's my ring from Chontea.
Aye, but Lorraine's me from another timeline, so...
I know, it's just distressing. That's all I'm saying, Anton. It's just distressing.
Don't think about it too hard.
I am thinking about it. I was thinking about it. I'm going to go now.
Check.
Prosperous, as you leave the kitchen, you very occasionally get, as you have in the past, like sort of feelings of warmth and friendliness that you know are partly your God smiling down on you. You've had it before. You get that moment again of she's very pleased with what you've done. But for the first time in a very long time, it's tinged slightly with sadness. And that's where we're going to take our break.
But why?
But
why?
Are you sick, P?
Why?
No, he is not ill. So
I'm
that's
worried
where
about
we'll
Anton.
pick up after the break and see where things go from here. Thank you for staying with us and join us after the break for more Sea of Swords for a second.
But why?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sea of Swords Forsaken, episode 10, and the tension is thick. Well, it would be. We're very close to the end, and there's a lot of story points to pick up on. If you're just joining us and you're not quite sure what's going on, there's a YouTube link that'll be in chat now for all the previous episodes, and we'd suggest building up into episodes 10, 11, and 12, as there's a lot of story points coming in here, but do stick around if you fancy a bit of D&D.
Welcome to the club. Like, who does know what's going on?
Yeah.
No.
Fair.
I think G does as well. G's always been... whenever I play with G, there's like a slight silent, but I know exactly what's going on. It's just calm, measured
The
control.
bits that I don't know, I'm like, nah, what can I do?
That's what G wants
It used to be necessary.
Anyway, let's kick off. So, you were settling into the ship. You got a journey back. It's 7 days, but the city does move. However, it didn't follow you when you left. So you may assume it's in the same place. You may not quite know what it's doing or why it's doing what it is, but you can generally assume how long it's going to be to get back.
Poor Stefan. I'm just like, fan that storm again. Great.
Yeah, I'll do my best, Captain, of course. Now, you have got 7 days. And I know there was one more thing that Cal particularly wanted to do, but is anyone else got anything they want to do before you get back to the city?
No.
I know Anton would do. He'd probably have one thing on his mind after sort of sitting down with Nate and doing all the book reading and stuff. Probably one night he'd probably knock on Cal's door, just politely, timidly as he would.
Do you still think you and Cal are engaged?
No, I'm engaged to P. Okay.
We're both engaged.
Oh, I see.
We're engaged to
Okay,
each other.
I'm going to confront this bitch on why she's
Awkward. Fight to the death. I'm in.
Hey, Cap, I was just wondering if you could just do a wee favour.
Depends what it is.
Like, I've spent most of my life following visions in my head, thinking that, you know, everything's going to be all right, and that, you know, this is where I was meant to be. And a few days ago I found out that basically, well, that's probably not the case. That probably these are things that have been implanted in my brain since I was born to lead me to where I am today. I know you used to worship Mistra, so I was hoping that maybe you could just make a little prayer for me. I don't do the whole cleric thing. I don't know about the divine intervention or anything like that, but, you know, usually I'd rely on myself, but I feel like if there's someone to ask about relying on gods, it'd be you. That's all. Sleep well, bottle of rum, and then he taps on the door. He's like, and then just starts to leave.
Anton, yeah, sure. I will ask her, but you know, you got Prosperous and Milk and Nate, and you know, I guess it's okay to rely on other people a little bit sometimes, and they're good people to rely on, and I'm sure you'll be okay if you stick with them.
No, I get that, but you know, you're probably the only person that really understands the reliance on magic. I mean, you're a cleric of the god of magic, so yeah.
I just think if you want to escape following the visions in your head and what other people want you to do, then relying on the gods maybe not the best plan, you know.
Well, that's fair, but any help we can get, eh? And thanks for looking after me for nearly over a year now.
Well, you know, anyone on my crew, I got a responsibility. That's all.
It's appreciated.
I'm gonna get out of this. Just FYI. We are.
Well, you know, positive thinking, eh? Positive mind. positive results.
Yeah. Right. I'll. Don't worry. I'll get on it.
Of course. Like I say, it's appreciated. You never had to do any of this, so cheers. Bottle of rum! And then he taps on the door again, and then walks out.
Cal's gonna like look at the rum on the desk, and then sort of sigh, and then go and dig under the bed where things were hastily shoved back in last time. Get out the tray and the remaining incense and little candles and things. She's been putting this off for a few days, but she's gonna, I'm gonna technically cast augury, but whatevs.
Mm-hmm.
Whatevs.
Cal?
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, sorry I'll keep this short. I have some questions. I have three questions for you.
Yes.
Yeah. So, question one. I would like to ask you for help in what we're doing, saving the world and all that. Which I'm very much on board with. Presume you want us to, not let a Leviathan take over the sea. Would you help me with that, please?
I am willing to help you, Cal. Is this an opportunity for us?
I don't know. I don't know what is going to happen after all this is done. There was a suggestion of floristry. I'm not convinced by the suggestion of being a florist, but
No, it seems a little incongruous, doesn't it?
I don't know. Well, I'm sure I'd be very good at it. I'm sure it'd be very fulfilling career and all that. But I don't know. Maybe there's a way to make this work instead. If we're all alive.
I would like that very much. Cal, I didn't make this happen. I can't change what is going to happen. All I can do is try and push things. I'm sorry about Griffin.
Shantae said everything happens for a reason, and Anton was aboard this boat, and you wanted us to go to that island, and now all of this is happening, and I assume you have your reasons. And they're bigger picture reasons, and I assume that losing Griffin was part of the bigger picture reasons.
I didn't make a choice about Griffin. That wasn't my choice. I didn't want that to happen. You asked me to save your friend, and I did everything in my power at that point, but it wasn't enough. That's just not something I could do. I'm not powerful enough. I can only make change in this world if my agents let me.
The spell didn't work, though. The spell, I was relying on it, and it didn't work.
I have limitations, Cal. I
was
can't,
relying on you, and you let me down.
and I'm sorry about that.
If I hadn't waited that long, see, if I hadn't held on, because I thought I could get them all if I waited, and if I hadn't waited, and then you're saying it didn't have to happen. It wasn't part of a plan. It was just random.
Shantae's right. Things happen for a reason. But I don't always know what that reason is. When you asked me why I was asking you to go to find Ioliant, why I was asking you to put your crew in danger, it's because Lorraine is dangerous. And not just this Lorraine, all of the Lorraines are dangerous. They're a mistake and they need to be solved, Cal.
No, this time we're gonna save him. You're gonna help me. You gotta give me the power to save him. You can do that. This time you can. This is what's gonna fix everything, right? Please.
I will try, Cal.
Please.
I will give you what I can. We can work on this together. I don't want to repeat the past. But I can only act in this world if you give me the power to do so.
I will try. If you can help us, I will.
I will.
Okay, that was another question. Great, it'll be fine. This will be fine. Everything will be fine. I just want to. What?
I will help you to make this right and to save your friend. I understand what that means to you, and I will do everything I can that I am allowed to. But if I can't, if there is no other way, what they have done will unravel everything if it is not stopped completely. There are things we can try and do. There are things we can do to keep your friend alive, but there's a chance that your friend will need to not be here.
And you'd ask that of me.
I would.
Why does it always have to be my fault?
It's our fault. I'm with you in this. Do you think I don't? I'm sorry I've pushed you away at times, but do you think this doesn't hurt me too?
I wanted it to be your fault.
I wanted it to be yours, Cal. It's easier that way, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Then together we'll try and fix it this time.
I was supposed to, Prosper said I had to, how are you? It's just, I didn't really think, I've never thought about that being the kind of thing that you ask, your God before. Like, I've never thought of you as, as a person, and I saw Prosperous and Shantae, and like,
It's been a couple thousand years, but some wounds take a long time to heal. I'm trying to trust in people. And I know that I've said this in the past in malice, and I apologize for it, but I do have faith in you.
You know, you should have a nice chat with Shantae.
Oh, do I have to?
Yeah, well...
She's so upbeat. It's... nothing...
They are...
Things seem to wash off her back. Just nothing seems to bother her at all.
She is your friend?
Yes, of course she is, but, you know...
That's a thing. So I'm gonna give that a go. You could give that a go. I don't know how gods work, but yeah, I'm sure you can manage with the cheeriness. You get used to it after a while, you know.
Thank you for your advice.
Yeah. Advise in, mister. That's what I'm here for. I'm really scared.
I am too.
Okay, well, I'll see you there.
The presence vanishes, your nose stops itching, and you gain a level of cleric.
Superpowers!
Everyone's leveled up. Let's get rid of the frog in my throat for being very sad for a second.
Ribbit.
Oh.
Everything's gonna be fun. Everything's gonna be fun. By the way, everyone checked in. Everything's probably gonna be fine. I'm pretty sure this is the conclusion of that.
Right. So the rest of the journey, 7 days or so. Anything anyone else is doing apart from casting magic mouth on random door frames or
Nope.
Well,
oh god,
fight the
we're gonna do more
Leviathan.
casting magic mouth on random door frames.
no, I'm done with that.
Okay.
But I think there is a short montage of little vignettes that I think things like, you know, there would be an afternoon where Nate does nothing but stand around on deck casting dragon's breath on himself and just like spitting acid and fire and lightning off into the ocean. Would take on the task of keeping well, I was going to say keeping Lorian fed. Would take Lorian food every so often and offer it to them.
They smile appreciatively and remind you they're undead and don't need to consume food.
Don't need to. You can still eat.
I would nod. They would nod and would be there for a minute, casting alarm around basically Lorian is in. I would go back and cast it every 8 hours.
Sure.
I would just
my God.
like smile and be like, I've got my eye on you.
Just to check, when we get back to the city, you gonna let me out? I can get myself out, frankly.
Oh, I'm well aware that if you want to not be here, you wouldn't be here. But that doesn't mean that I trust you. I'm not sure most of the people on this ship trust you.
Quite rightly.
You're intelligent enough to know that we're just doing what we feel like we have to do.
It's
I
weird.
hope we can trust you.
It's weird because I know all of you. I know I don't, but I do, you know, and...
But we don't know you.
No, you don't.
And he walks off. There's a couple of other things you would probably get up to, but
for brevity.
Yeah, for brevity.
Nate,
the main one.
That was terrifying.
The main one would be one of the books he finds. He particularly takes to and Nate has always been a war magic wizard, but takes to blade singing particularly, and there's a lot of on the deck dancing, which is canonically beautiful, and
I mean, probably not to start with.
probably not to start with.
He's always had a natural rhythm, Nate.
But yeah, since his blade singing, he casts his flame blade, and the blade sort of makes a. It's sort of somewhere, but it's a bit like a saw. That kind of like singing, warbling noise.
Yeah.
But it's a bit wonky at first, but quite quickly he gets the hang of making it very kind of tuneful, melodic, and he's dancing about, and sort of trains into being a blade singing wizard instead.
Yep, you change your subclass. I'm very happy for that to happen as part of the level up.
What sort of kind of dancing? What descriptors do you
it's like
gangly.
It kind of starts off like it's
Moist.
when it's quite when he's practicing, it's almost kind of like Tai Chi ish. Like it's quite slow to begin with.
Oh yeah.
But then as it kind of builds up speed and it becomes quite acrobatic, and he's like climbing up the mast and kind of like balancing on.
Oh
wow.
And yeah, it becomes kind of like very, very acrobatic and
cool.
monk-like almost. And and while doing this, also starts playing around with mirror image. So there's like a team of 4 Nates on the deck.
Do they harmonize with each other? Is it like an acapella?
Yeah, mirror image always copies your movements, so it's all exactly in sync.
Cool. Art.
Amazing.
Right, good. So, over the course of the next, 5 or 6 days, you are heading out into the open. So you're heading in the generally right direction. You know it's generally the right direction, but beyond that, you don't really know what's going to happen next. Are people keeping watch on deck, or are you just taking your time, preparing yourselves? What are people doing?
I assume the crew would be keeping watch.
Yeah, the crew.
Yeah, the crew do have a general look out.
Got it. I'll keep an eye out with my magic.
I feel like Anton, just from sitting quietly for so long, is slowly hearing rumors about Milk the Skimmed.
Yes, definitely. You are. Yeah.
Yeah, Milk is desperately trying to invent some teachings for his new family. So far he has none, but
that's the rumor he hears, is that these teachings are coming soon. But we've not yet passed level 5.
At some point, I just sneak up behind Anton, not on the day that we're going to arrive.
Sure.
Sneak up behind Anton and just poke the back of his head whilst casting Remove Curse, without letting him know that that's what I'm doing. Does anything happen?
Oh.
ooh.
It's dangerous. It's a dangerous thing.
My eyes fall out.
Have like one of them horrible
Oh my.
holder brain monsters in his head. It's gonna pop out. It's gonna be terrible.
Nothing happens. Nothing at all.
Okay.
Oh. Do I need to get ready to get rid of this storm again, or because I believe the kazoo worked last time, right?
It did.
Excellent. Well, I'll just save my power for later.
So yes, I think Nate is wandering around with his kazoo and also has a flask and goes up to Cal. Here, Captain Champion. How are you feeling about all this?
Everything is looking good, looking up. Blessing of the gods. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Great. Well, I got a little present for you. It's a thing I've been working on, and like it's a little brew that'll give you a bit of a pick me up. It's a bit sort of changeable, but some people have had like different kind of effects from it. But like, I don't know anybody that's ever had anything bad happen. So yeah, like it'll.
What's it? But like, is this in case I get punched into the ground and blinded, and is this instead of having to get turned into a giant crab, I just drink some a special thing, and who knows what'll happen.
Yeah, it might, maybe. I just think it could be useful, potentially.
I feel God, because that is kind of you, and I haven't been, kind to you, and I just,
You have? I'm on your ship.
Well,
Get me a job.
That's sort of more an employee kind of relationship, and sort of give me a present. Everyone's giving me presents, and I feel like, I
mean, I can take you back if you want.
No,
I don't want to overload you with presents.
I want to express to you that I appreciate you, and we're friends here, so that's nice, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just obviously.
I know what it feels like to be told that you're the one that has to you're meant to save stuff, because that's sort of what Triton culture is all about in this plane, but it was never really felt like me, so
So you had a bunch of responsibilities, and you left, is what you're saying.
Well,
you were out.
not really.
Out, baby.
I got sent out and to try and find things and people to help, and I've maybe not taken it as seriously as I could have. I never had anything kind of thrust upon me like this, but I just think that you're doing a good job.
You were. In fact, I hope this tastes good, but you are also.
Oh, it won't taste good.
You're a cook. That's why I hired you.
Yeah, no, but that's more. Yeah, that's more of a sort of magical elixir thing.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I made it taste as good as I can, but.
Right. Yeah. Well, the point is. We got each other's backs. Everyone's got. We're all relying on each other to try and not die, and she just sort of punches Nate, cool, in a cool, oh yeah, right. We're cool kind of way.
Well, that means that you're relying on us not to die. It's not just one way, you know that.
Please don't die. Please don't die. If you could just please.
Well, you too.
I will. Yeah, I'll be fine. Okay. Okay.
He takes on the kazoo and wanders off.
Why do we feel like we've made Cal's life significantly easier and significantly worse at the same time?
It's very stressful right now. I don't know.
Anyway, after 6 days of travel, you are aware, because you can see it on the horizon, that you are approaching Aeoliant. You can see the storm. And the city used to move, which means it used to approach very quickly and you'd know what it was and that it was coming. But it appears to be stationary as you're moving towards it. You're a couple of miles out, but you're all definitely on deck looking at it as you all move towards it.
That's ominous.
Makes it easier to get to, I suppose.
I am looking for pirates!
Roll me a perception check.
With guidance from me.
Hey.
Thanks.
And a tap on the back from Anton.
How much is guidance?
D4.
4.
My D4s!
Don't forget you have a minimum roll as well because of...
I also have advantage. Right, so that was 24 plus a D4. Can someone roll a D4 for me? I literally have no D4s.
4.
Amazing. Oh, there it is. I found it.
That's right, we both rolled 4s, I think it counts.
28.
Cool. Looking at the storm, you can see no sign of any kind of pirate ship as you're approaching it, but you are smart enough to realize that storm is an obvious thing that you can't see around.
Yeah, but they don't know which way we're coming from unless they saw us first, or they just happen to be on the other side. Okay, it's probably fine.
Cool. Off we go. Do the weather thing.
That's all right. maybe they're on the other side of the storm. We get in there, we make the city float out of the storm, and then we just crush their boat with the sea straight into the ocean.
If the Leviathan starts attacking us while we're in the storm, are we going to try and kill the Leviathan? I want you all to have my back. Like, if I go and fight the Leviathan, are you all behind me?
No.
Yeah, so it's sort of half mile.
I mean, wait, no. Right, look. I am emotionally behind you, Prosperous, because I support you, and, that stuff. But maybe we should go to the chicken battery first before trying to kill the
we'll put the giant water snake with the chickens in the chicken battery. It'll be fine.
As in, if we focus on getting through,
and we'll have to stop the snake from eating the eggs.
No, the snake will just be trapped in the donut.
Like in a rubber off kind of thing.
To bind it again, why can't we just kill it?
But we can, but it's just that if we're in the middle of a storm trying to kill it and we decide we can't, that might be a bit too late to switch to plan B.
Yeah.
That was my thought, Oh, actually, now we're dead,
I know, yeah.
Go to the battery first. We kind of have some options open, maybe.
I just think if the battery is binding it and it's still in the storm, then we don't have any options. We can't do anything with the battery because the battery is still required to bind the thing in the storm, which we need to turn off to let everything out. We have no options. We can't do anything.
You've lost me. Wait, what? You, Prosperous, have lost me. What are you saying?
The person who looks like Anton said that the thing in the city is binding the thing in the storm. So if we go to the thing in the city, we need to turn off the thing in the city to let the city out of the storm. But if the thing in the city is holding the thing in the storm, and the thing in the storm is still there, we can't turn it off because then we release the evil onto the world.
Okay, that is a very good point. The order of things suddenly becomes very terribly significant.
Well, let's find out what we can do with the Mythalab before we, because we might be able to get it back or get rid of it.
Maybe it's not a case of turning it off. Maybe we can keep the thing trapped while we use the Mythalab.
It
sounds like the Mythalab is like just a control device.
I'm not leaving an ancient evil trapped in a city in this plane of existence.
No, none of us have. Don't worry.
Not under anyone's control.
But
we'll sort it out, because at least if it's trapped, we can get rid of it. Yeah.
I think we have to go there and work out what we can't know what we can do until we're there.
If the Mythalar,
so let's just go.
If the Mythalar is under the control of the evil person, and they can release the
evil person can't use it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, otherwise.
Oh yeah, because they're undead.
And they can't possess any of us and force us to release the ancient evil into the world. Are you certain? Are you certain?
That's a different question.
Are you very certain?
Not sure about me.
No, was it not?
Very certain?
No, not certain at all.
I just like this
They very well might be able to do that, but we can't stop them if we don't go and try.
We could stop the ancient evil first, which at least solves one of the problems.
I'd say that's more of a symptom than a problem.
Yeah, I agree with Nate.
The ship is moving towards the storm.
At which point Nate just...
I would rather at least...
For at least 10 minutes.
At least let's get the crew to the island first. At least let's not take everyone into any...
Ritual cast water breathing like I would do every day as well, just to...
Fantastic.
Right that.
Thank you, Anton.
Super.
As you are all moving forward towards the storm, and as Nate kazoos wildly for 10 minutes, Nate, you are able, as before, to control the weather around you. Approaching the storm, the wind's starting to pick up a bit, and the ocean spray starting to howl, and the purple lightning now not far away from you. What's the radius on control weather?
5 miles.
Yeah, so you can control bits of this storm, but you can't control all of it in one go. And you can grant the ship passage through it, but you can't shut the storm off, as discussed last time. So as you start doing this, and as you start controlling the weather around you, Cal, are you still keeping watch?
Steering and watching. Yes. I feel like I should probably say yes.
Cool. Roll me another perception check as the storm.
But I'm also steering, so does that?
No, doesn't look like any disadvantage. No, you're fine. You can do
Do I
this.
still get an advantage? Get advantage on that?
You have everything your telescope would give you.
No. Do I still get right? 28 again.
Okay. As you are moving forward through the towards the edge of the storm, as the storm starts to clear in front of you, and you can start to see, like, it does clear enough that you can see the city in the center of it, and it can create a passageway directly through the storm. You notice two things. One, there is a ship very quickly coming around the side of the storm towards all of you, and you can also see that the water where Nate has cleared, where a lot of the elemental magic is fading away and it sort of sloughs down, appears to be too calm.
More watery than water.
It's calmer than you would expect. Last time there was still some choppiness and but now the water appears to be almost still as a mill pond. Too still.
Ooh, still. Suspiciously still.
Suspiciously still.
Indefinitely.
We got company.
Oh, good.
And I'm gonna
Nice
say,
company.
I'm also gonna say to Nate.
Is it ever nice, P?
No, it's never nice.
I will.
Nate,
Oh,
I just want to be like, you're not doing that, are you? With the flat, are you? It's very flat. Don't like that. I'll just
No.
draw people's attention.
No, I
to
don't
it.
think that's me.
No.
I'd like to investigate, I guess. Look over the side and...
Investigating normally involves getting quite close to something and touching it, so this is a
Okay.
perception check.
Yeah, perception then. Fine.
If we're gonna do ship battley things, Milk, could I borrow Beelzebub?
of course you could. Rummage. Yeah, don't forget the safety word. I've no idea what it is.
I'm gonna spend the next
Good safety word.
while thinking about that very carefully.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get a Lorraine.
Bring them up.
Rolled a 22 on the perception. Sorry.
Cool. No, it's totally fine. All those things happened while you were rolling. It's ideal. Looking out, the sea is too still. Although looking at it, you can see that it appears to have this sort of slow, almost undulation to it. It's not a wave. It doesn't look like a wave. It looks like a sort of controlled, almost ripple beneath the surface. But you can see something, that there is something strange about the water right there.
My shit.
How far
Do
away is it?
Leviathans, presumably, they don't, if they're made of water, they don't breathe water.
Correct.
Right, okay.
But looking at
Free
it,
them themselves.
you've never seen a Leviathan. All you've ever heard is literally living embodiment of the power and danger of the water. You have no idea what you're even looking for.
How far away is it?
The ship, are you still going straight towards it, Shamini, or
Yes.
you're still going straight forward? Okay.
Yes.
The pirate ship is curving around. The ship will not get to you before you get to go through the storm. It's going as fast as it can, and clearly it's being magically propelled by some kind of gust of wind spell or something similar. But it's not going to reach you before you enter the storm's area and before you enter this patch of incredibly still water.
Maybe we should stop and kill all the pirates on that ship first. Or, similar.
How does that help?
Well, then they won't catch us while we're also dealing with whatever that thing is over there.
Hopefully, if it's elemental, you'll have protected the ship enough that we'll be fine.
True. Yes, it'll be fine. Look around cautiously at the ship.
Anton then looks around cautiously at the ship.
As the ship moves forward towards this patch of water that you're aware something is amiss with and something
Could
is
I
wrong.
activate Beelzebub, please?
Sure.
How
Technically,
long does Beelzebub last for?
2 days?
Oh, I will activate Beelzebub.
sure, Beelzebub is activate. I think they'll cast to activate Beelzebub technically, but
Oh, I do. You tune to me. Abijama! There she is. Look at your big multifaceted eyes. Go find you some corpses to eat later. Bluebottle.
Do you get on Beelzebub?
Yeah.
Cool. You can control Beelzebub and decide where Beelzebub flies. I will absolutely allow that, so you can choose where you go. As the ship moves forward into the space around the storm, a wave grows out of the water too quickly to be natural. A tidal wave rears up out of the water. It is about 250 feet high.
Oh boy.
It is about just over twice the height of the ship as it rears out of the water. And as it does, it's going to try and catch and push the ship away. As the ship is caught in this, Cal, can you make a strength saving throw for the ship, please?
Would it technically count as within my aura?
Yeah, I'd say so.
So it gets a +5.
Yeah, that's fine. Technically, it's an aura based on creatures.
I don't know.
Check the wording.
Is that the sound Beelzebub makes?
Yes, it does say
You
creatures.
just trod on
The
Milk's
ship can't have
toes.
it, I'm sorry.
Yep, rolls a 17.
Ship rolls a 17. It's not enough.
Hands.
The ship is picked up, and you can all feel like the weight of water doesn't crash over the ship because there's no ground for it to crash over. It just goes and picks the ship up and propels it backwards at an incredible rate. As it does, the ship is dragged, twisted, and churned, and the water bashes against it, and you're all just hanging on for dear life as the ship goes flying back. It moves 50 feet away.
50 feet.
Just in an immediate move, and as it is battered around, it takes. Alright, lots of damage. 6, 14, 24, 22, 23 points of bludgeoning damage as it's battered by this sort of very large wave pushing it away, and you are still being dragged away by this wave. The pirate ship has slowed because it's not affected by this wave, it's too far out of the way, and it's just that you can see it just waiting as you are propelled away from the city, away from the place you need to go.
Towards the pirates, or just
If the pirates are
angle?
perpendicular, so
Okay.
you've tried to go in, the pirate's coming up from this angle, and you've been pushed back the way you came. What would you all like to do? We're not in initiative
Guess
yet.
they like your plan, Milk.
Yes, thanks, Captain. I'm going to run up the mast
Okay.
with.
I'm going to chuck Lorian their spell book.
Right, thank you. Can I mean, it's alarmed, but I can still leave.
There's no point leaving without us, is there?
No, I need you. Alright,
Great. Let's deal with the pirates, then we'll get to that.
alright. Together you go up onto the deck of the ship, that's fine. I mean, you are being bashed around by this wave. It's not like, oh, guys, calm conversation. Like, this is in the middle of...
No, it's more like, on the side of the ship, like, there you go!
Cool. So you're getting Lorian, that's fine. Milk's
Are
going
we
up
not in
aloft.
initiative?
Not technically, just tell me what you want to do.
No, I have things I want to do like just before we go into initiative, but they're 1 minute long things, so I don't want to do them before we.
I understand, in
Oh.
which case we can pick up at that point. I just want to make sure everyone's in the right place before we dive into initiative in ship combat. It's complicated.
Do I think we can get, given that the something right on the edge of the storm, right, just
Yes.
pushed us right far back.
Yes.
Do I think we're now out of reach of the storm and that magic and that potentially that elemental?
You are no longer inside the storm.
I'm gonna maybe in fact maybe I'm gonna steer us even a little bit further away from the storm
Okay.
to make absolutely sure that again the storm's not following us right now.
No, it is not.
I want to fight one thing at a time, as Milk suggested. So I'm gonna, if we can't get into the storm, I'm gonna back us up.
Okay.
I would like to cast Summon Greater Demon. If I may.
Sure. What's the range on Summon Greater Demon?
It is 60 feet.
Okay. What are you summoning within 60 feet?
I don't know, I'm just looking.
What are you
Right,
looking
let's-
for?
I'm looking for something that can fly and is CR 6 would be ideal. If you know any of
Rock
such
or a
off your
Shadow
head.
Demon, I think.
Okay.
We can have a look. Have a look. I'm not
Rock.
100% on that.
Okay. I'm just doing a quick search.
I want to be somewhere where I can touch both Anton and Cal.
I'd say they're probably both next to the ship's wheel. That's fine. Well, Anton will be rejoining there after bringing Lorraine up, so you can be there and ready to do that.
If we're going, I also want to channel divinity. They're technically both actions. I'd like to do both of them before we enter initiative.
That's fine.
Please.
We're not in initiative yet. That's
Thank
fine.
you.
Okay. Is everyone otherwise ready? As the ship is still cresting on the wave here, just to be clear, the ship is not like out of this wave. Like, Cal's trying to steer out of the wave, and we'll get to that on the ship's turn, but that is where we're all going to kick off from. And Red, if you're okay, can we do Milk's Summon Great Demon on Milk's turn?
Well, I'd rather do it before, because then
Sure.
I can use the first turn of it existing to ask it for its name, and then I have control over it for this thing that's about to happen. Rather than wasting a turn.
Does it have to give you its name?
Yeah, it does if you ask it, because it has to obey your commands, unless I'm wrong. That's my understanding of it.
It will try not to give you its name.
Oh, will it? Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it had to obey your commands on your turn, and I thought that was...
It does, but demons will very much want to not give you their name.
My friends call me Dave.
Exactly, that's the kind of thing they would respond with.
So it's allowed to lie?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then that doesn't matter.
Don't worry, no. If you summon it and say you want to do something, because you're using it for final combat in a big game, I'm not going to turn around and go, now the demon's going to be shitty with you. If you ask it to
No,
do
but it
things,
can be. It's supposed to be shitty.
If it asks you to do, if you ask it to do things, it's going to go do some things, but it may have consequences later. That's
It
all I'm
says
saying.
it has to obey you. Right, that's all. Like,
Yeah.
Is it allowed to obey me and lie?
A demon's name, its personal name, is very powerful and allows you to summon it forever whenever you want. So it's not something they give up lightly at all.
Okay. Then let's dive in and see what happens.
Okay, fine.
I will cast Warding Bond on Cal, and I will use my new meta magic to twin it to Anton.
There you go. Well, that makes
What's that
sense
do?
now.
You are now resistant to all damage. Your AC gets +1. You will power +1 to all saving throws, and I take any damage that both of you take.
While you are within 60 feet of them.
I forgot about that. Yes.
Okay.
I'll summon a Kazme, if that's okay.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely.
Kazme.
Kazme, that's a sort of demonic fly. I have 2 flies. Great.
Hooray!
Cool. In which case, if we're diving in, let's roll initiative and let's do this.
Got resistance to all damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Pete takes it as well. It's not like it's
It halves it between the two of us, basically.
without doing the halving because that causes problems with the magic.
15.
15 for P, and I'm going to say to make everyone's life easier that Beelzebub goes on your turn.
Okay.
We've got a 4.
4 for Anton.
12.
13.
12 for Nathan.
No, sorry, 13.
13 for Nate. Sorry, Cal, what was
Same.
that? 13.
13 as well with a +3 to initiative.
Okay, so I'm guessing that means Cal goes before you, Nate.
I've got a +5 to initiative.
Nate goes before Cal.
Fucking mate all over the place.
Wherever you look, it's Nate.
Got more hit points than you, Nate. So
Yeah.
Milk, what was your initiative?
2 more hit points.
12 for me, and also for the weird demon-y thing.
Just Nate the Kazme go on your turn. It's perfectly fine.
Okay, then 12.
12, and no one else has a 12, so that's fine. Cool. Let's do this.
Okay.
Pete, you go first.
What? No, never.
Yep, 15.
No, this never happens.
You go first.
No, I'm not ready. How far away is the other ship?
The other ship. Oh, hang on. You're on that side. No, you're on that side. The other ship, the pirate ship that you are currently sort of moving towards, is it's moving towards the wave. It's not going to intersect the wave. They're not morons, but it is moving to try and catch up to you and do damage to you.
Feet, Chris. How far away is it?
Oh, I see. About 500.
Are you kidding?
Oh, that's
The
marvelous.
ship moves very fast. Both ships move quite quickly, and they both move on initiative count 20. So
How
technically, they would have
far
gone
away
before this
is
point.
the Leviathan?
You don't know that it's there. There's something in the water, and it's pushed you 50 feet away.
It's the Leviathan.
I'm going to revise how far away the ship is. I've changed my mind. I think it's easier if we make this close. So you're right. Let's make it 150 feet away.
That doesn't help me.
Okay.
I'm going to go and throw my sword at the Leviathan.
Okay, so you fly up on Beelzebub. You fly over. So it means you're flying into the area of the storm.
Well, I can still be 20 feet away from the Leviathan and throw my sword at it.
Yes. Are you making sure you stay outside the edge of the storm?
Preferably.
Okay.
If I can be, and still have 20 feet to throw my sword.
Sure, if you fly towards the edge of the storm on the back of Beelzebub, who has a speed of ridiculous and it makes it fly, so you zoom up on Beelzebub and then take your sword and just chuck it towards the water?
Yeah,
Okay, you can't see the Leviathan, you will just throw your sword at the water.
I'm going to throw my sword at the water.
Okay, roll me attack with disadvantage, you can't see it.
Well, that is a 26.
Well, your sword cuts into the water. Roll me damage.
I shall smite.
Sure.
I shall smite at 3rd level.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not mind.
Not at all.
Which is some number of dice.
Mm-hmm. Paladin math kicks in again.
That's a lot of dice. 10,
Mm-hmm.
20, 29, 32, 34, add 5. That's 39 points of damage.
39 points of damage. Your sword sighs into the water, and as it does, you hear there's an audible groan. And it doesn't sound like a creature. The groan sounds like it sounds like a thundercloud in the distance, which is very strange. And as this happens, out of the water...
It's not its turn, I get another attack.
Yeah, I'm just describing it because it's moving. It's not going to move until its turn, but just for flavour. Out of the water, you can see a gigantic snake made of water. And it's gargantuan. It's bigger than anything you've ever seen before. It is one of the largest creatures you've ever encountered. It's just roiling and writhing out of the water as a head that looks a lot like a serpent or a snake, made entirely of water, rises out to about your eye level and looks at you viciously, furious.
Oh boy. I'm going to cast Wrathful Smite.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try and attack it again.
Go for it.
Is it with disadvantage? Now I can see it.
No, it's not a disadvantage. No, I'm going to give you that.
That's worse. But that is a 20, non-natural.
That hits, yes.
It needs to roll a... Sorry.
It needs to roll an Wisdom save?
Wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm. 20, non-natural.
It's not frightened.
Yeah, didn't think so.
Damn it.
Look at it, look at you.
Hey, I'm pretty scary. I'll smite a 3rd level again.
Sure, no problem.
It takes 6 points of psychic damage.
Mm-hmm.
And... oh boy. 10... 20, 29, 36, add 5, which is...
31.
No, 41.
41. Plus 6, so 47.
Yeah, 47 points of damage.
Cool. Again, you throw the sword, and again, it sort of impacts, and you're only about 20 feet away from it to be thrown without disadvantage, so it's really close to you, and it is awe-inspiring and definitely terrible. Looking at it, you are clearly... this is going to be a problem, you can see that already.
Do I feel like I'm within its attack of opportunity range?
It is gargantuan, and its attacks have a reach of 20 feet.
So, yes.
Right, so.
I shall stay where I am.
And how far is that from the ship?
Prosperous, Beelzebub flies about 60... Is it 60 feet, Red?
It's 16.
I didn't need to go that. The ship only moved 50 feet, and I was 20 feet away from it, so I only went 30 feet.
It's about 50 feet away from you, but you are currently on a wave going back.
Yeah.
So, yeah. This is all happening in extreme sort of turn-based weird slow motion order. Cool. The ship should have gone first in the round, so I'm going to say that the ship went first. Cal, are you still trying to steer out of the storm, out of the wave?
Yes.
Okay. Can you roll me the ship's speed? Or tell me the ship's speed?
Yes, it definitely can. I have that. 5 miles per hour is not very helpful, is it? That's not the kind of speed that you want.
What speed is the ship?
Wrong speed. Give me a sec.
I think it's about, if it's 5 miles an hour, I think it's about 50 feet around. We can let's make our lives easy. Let's say that we can just call it that. You can steer the ship out of the wave because the ship can still move. That's not a problem.
It's 45.
45, cool. You can pull the ship out of the wave to the side, either towards the pirates or away from the pirates. You're going towards or away?
I will... I will go towards.
Towards. Splendid.
Yes.
You pull the ship towards the pirates, and you're now out of the wave. You're no longer being battered by it, and the wave is just rolling away into the distance and getting smaller as it goes, obviously. As you pull out towards the pirates, you're now about 100 feet away from the pirate ship, and you can see that ship is turning towards you, and you hear shouts from on deck as the Bluebottle hoves into view, and they are getting ready for you all. Anton, what was your initiative roll?
Oh, mine was like 4, I believe.
Thought so. Thank you. Cool.
Is this the ship's turn?
The ship went before Prosperous, technically, I just forgot.
Can we
yes.
fire?
Yeah, you can fire the ballista if you want to, no problem at all.
Yeah. I want to yell out to Fanric to take aim and fire both the ballista and the mangonel.
Sure, go for
it. You said they were like 150 feet away?
100 feet now because the ship's moved.
100 feet. That is fine and acceptable.
Good.
That was a 23. That's right. 23 on the ballista.
That's...
And a natural 20 from the mangonel. Which is exciting.
Yes, you absolutely hit the ship. Go for it.
The
Are you
ballista.
aiming for the hull? Are you aiming for a particular part of the ship as you fire?
I will. That's a very good question. I will aim. Can I aim at their weapons?
Their cannon are not on deck; they're below deck,
Okay.
so you'd have to aim for the hull to try and hit them.
But there is a chance that I could blast through the hull and damage the cannons.
Depending on how much damage you do, of course.
Would it be the full HP of the hull in order to get
No.
through the hull?
No.
It would be.
The full HP of the hull is ludicrous. Ships take a lot of battery.
Actually, I'm just going to aim for the helm
The helm, sure.
instead. Yeah.
No
It's
problem. You aim for the
simpler
back.
and
You
easier.
can see the captain's wheel at the back, and you can see there's a similar figure to yourself gesturing and shouting wildly as the Bluebottle hoves out of this wave and into view as the mangonel fires effectively a catapult in the middle of the ocean, and your ballista fires off as well.
The ballista does 11 points of damage. And the mangonel, which I can double the dice, right?
You can double the dice, yes.
Does, come on, give me good. Yes, does 72 points of damage. That is what I wanted.
Wow.
That's it right there.
As you fly, as the ship almost sort of skips over this wave, and as the ballista fires off and fires a bolt into the front of the other ship, the mangonel just flies over, and even though the ship's at an impossible angle and rolling madly in this wave, you can just see that it goes flying out and just impacts in the center of the other ship, in the center of the hull, and just crashes straight. There's shouts and screams from the other ship as the helm is decimated by this hit. The entire steering wheel, the entire control part of the ship, is blasted away as this basically large rock, you only keep a few of them for this, just batters through and absolutely destroys the helm. The ship can't turn anymore. You absolutely annihilated that part of the ship in one hit in the first round.
Which means theoretically, if we just went around the storm in a circle, unless the Leviathan helps it, though, Leviathan's controlling the water. We'll see.
The Rat Queen has taken a ridiculously hefty hit in the first round. It can't turn, but it can still go straight forward, which would take it away from you right now, which isn't actually that useful. They're going to hold their ground and stay where they are, and all of the cannon on this side of the ship are going to fire at you as you zoom past them.
I mean, that's fair, yes. Did we just go Wait, did we just...
You're sort of zooming off
them?
the wave. They were going across. So if they're there, you've just stopped them, and you're now moving around them. Right. Oh, God. The highest roll there is a 14. 3 d20s. 5, 4, and a 9. Appalling. Hull's AC is what, 15?
15.
Yeah. The cannons all blast out, and they all either hit the water or go over the top. This impressive first hit clearly threw them entirely. Not knowing what to do with this situation, they feel completely out of their depth. There are people on deck of the ship shouting and running around, trying to think of something to do, you get the vague sense, but there's not a lot they can do at this point. They can't turn the ship, so that first hit you absolutely
I've
annihilate
forgotten that the helm has a much higher AC. Actually, that was really lucky that hit.
Yeah, helm has a higher AC. It's well protected. It's meant to be.
Sensible.
Absolutely.
Bravo, Captain.
That was luck.
Right. It is the
Keep it together.
Leviathan's turn. Prosperous, you are within 20 feet of it, but it can't leave the storm. And you are outside the storm. It is going to try and push forward towards you, but you can see that it gets to a certain point, and it's not like a sort of kid against a glass, like it sort of moves forward, and then it clearly can't get any further. And it looks at you viciously, angrily, and it clearly wants to do something to you, but doesn't quite know how it's going to reach you.
Oh no, so sad. So sad.
It does have things it can do. It does have things it can do.
No.
Do not.
Oh, Leviathan, so sad, trapped inside the storm.
I'm deciding what I'm going to do.
I'm gonna die now.
It's just going to shoot out a jet of water.
Yeah, it can water jet, but it also has access to some spells, and I'm wondering if it does this one now. Because it can only do it once a day, and it's awful. No, it would save it. It can't reach you, and you have to get through it, and it knows that. It's very smart. Prosperous is going to try and attack you.
I'm outside the storm.
Water jet. It can just... It tries to move... It wants to bite you. It wants to slam into you. It wants to try and drown you, but it can't. So suddenly, the entire front of it just water... It's like it becomes almost like a worm as all the snake features disappear. It just blasts and a jet of water the width of it, which is about 30 foot around. Like, it's huge. Straight out towards you. That is a 31 to hit you.
Yeah, I think that'll hit.
Cool. Make me a strength saving throw, please.
I have rolled an 11.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Milk, can you make a saving throw for Beelzebub, please?
Yes.
Gets a +5 because she's in my aura.
That's good to know. Where is the giant fly? Oh, shit. Oh, that might not be enough, unfortunately. That's a 5, 6 plus the 5. That's an 11.
No, cool.
Sorry.
Both of you fail. Beelzebub, how much damage can Beelzebub take?
She has 19 hit points.
Okay. 11, 13, 17 plus 12. So
That's if I don't lend you my shit.
20.
It's not my fault.
29 points of damage. Beelzebub vanishes as this jet of water just blasts through
Has she
her.
gone forever?
No.
Don't know what happens.
She turns back into the small stone form. Good
Don't
luck
drop
finding
the
her.
stone as you fall.
I'll grab it.
Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh
my gosh.
I'm not good at
Fall and grab a
dexterity
tiny
saving
stone while
throws.
you're falling.
But I have rolled a 13.
As you are falling, you can see Beelzebub just disappear and turn into stone form and disappear behind you. You can't grab it, you're not fast enough, but you can see it go. Prosperous, you also take the 29 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are... It says you're not prone. Now, you're in the air right now, so what I'm going to say is you are just pinwheeling through the air into the water.
Can I just keep an eye on where Beelzebub's falling?
All right, yeah, I'll say you can keep an eye on it. You didn't roll high enough dex save to grab it, but you did see where it's falling. But you just go
As a
flying.
reaction, can I cast Feather Fall on the stone?
Or on Prosperous.
Is it Featherfall on creatures, or is it on objects?
Yeah, no, it is on creatures.
Yeah, I know. But yes, Prosper, you go flying. Basically, you go headfirst into the water. This water jet just blasts you back. You've landed in the water because of the angle of this and where you flew. You've landed in the water quite close to the pirate ship, but you are just knocked away from the Leviathan, which roars angrily as it does so.
Drama!
Drama!
You know what I'm spending my next turn doing?
Let's get a rage on P. We can go fishing for trinkets later.
Lovely. That is the Leviathan's turn. Nate.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing this time.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Will wonders
So,
never cease.
because with the control weather, I can change the weather, but it takes like time for the weather to change.
Yes, it does.
So similarly, if I stop concentrating, how long is it going to take before the storm becomes impassable for us.
How long does it take the storm? How long did it take the storm to become passable? What is the time length for it to become?
See, I think it has changed slightly. Because I remember it saying something about half an hour before.
What does it say now?
Now it says, when you cast a spell, you change the current conditions which are determined by the DM based on the climate and season. You can change precipitation. It takes 1d4 times 10 minutes for the new conditions to take effect.
Roll me a d4.
1.
You stop concentrating on the spell, and 10 minutes from now, that storm's going to recoalesce.
Okay.
You've got 10 minutes. And there's
Yes,
Leviathan.
great. Okay. I stopped concentrating on the storm, on the spell, and cast a new spell of one of my racial traits, Gust of Wind. I want to blow the pirate ship into the storm.
Ooh.
The pirate ship that now can't steer.
What is the range on Gust of Wind?
Oh no, damn, it's on stealth. Damn it.
No, but hang on. It's a jet. How long is the Gust of Wind?
60 feet long and 10 feet wide.
Okay, you're still about 100 feet away from the pirate ship, but you're heading towards it. Might be a good thing to do on your next turn.
Yeah. Alright, I'll hold that then.
Well, the ship. I mean, if you hold it now, I mean, the ship's going to go straight towards the pirate ship now. Probably. I mean, you could ask Cal to do that, and then if you're holding it on the ship's turn, it will happen.
Yeah,
cool.
I'll do that then.
Assuming that Cal does that, do you want to shout that at Cal?
Cal, head for their ship.
All right, can someone get prosperous?
Cal, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Yeah,
Oh, really? But can anyone? I can. Can someone? Prosperous.
Prosperous is fine.
I'm busy. I'm trying to get. Yeah. Nobody tell Milks.
My nails are so pretty.
I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna fire from here because if we get too close, I'll get disadvantage on my mangonel.
You're technically you're captaining the ship, so you will activate the ship on its turn to do things.
Oh, this is my turn, not the ship. I forgot.
Yes, totally fine.
I am not a ship.
Mm-hmm. I am not a ship.
I am not.
I am not a ship.
And I use my action to wait and use my action to help the ship.
Yeah, of course you can. Speed it up. That's totally fine.
That's clever.
For speed, yeah.
No problem at all.
I will yell, full speed ahead, and exhort the crew to work even harder.
To take a bonus action of any kind?
Does that take a bonus action?
No,
or do I take
you want a bonus
action
as well?
No, everyone's fine right now. Yeah, fine.
Okay. You use your action and don't have a bonus action. Milk, you're currently, as you described, on the top of the ship.
Yes.
In the crow's nest.
So we're about 100 feet, you said, from the other ship.
The other
ship, right?
Yes. Although it's going to travel towards it quite quickly, so you could hold something for your turn. That's perfectly fine.
Hold something for my... possibly. It's basically a series of commands, as I'm now boss of an arsenal of things, but they're dying quite quickly, so that's probably
Well,
the
your
best.
Casme is currently floating in the air above you. How do you talk to your Casme?
Well, I was going to say, so I'm... our conversation earlier, if the worst happens, I feel like I hadn't really prepared for that before I did it. Can I cast Charm on it or something to sort of, if it goes run rampant? Is that how that works?
The whole point of Summon Greater Demon is that you're summoning a demon into the world, and on some level that might cause carnage.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just want to see what I can do to mitigate that carnage. Should I spend my turn trying to get it to give me its name so I can give it disadvantage on its saving throw at the end of this turn? Or should I just go, mentally, I'll try and cast one of my many charm effects later if it's killing Anton and I start to feel guilty.
Roll me a persuasion check on the Casme and have this conversation with me as the Casme. Because we both speak Abyssal.
We do. What do you want, persuasion? Okay. Is this my action? I'm very confused.
Yes, I think your action to control it now makes a lot of sense, and then telling it what to do so it can do things is perfectly valid. Yes.
Okay, so the rules that, as it says, just is that it gets a save every single turn at the end of every turn at the moment. But if it can give me its name, it gets disadvantage on that save, and then if it gets free, it then runs rampant until it decides to leave for quite a while, up to an hour.
No problem. Talk to it.
Okay. I will roll you my persuasion before I start.
Thank you.
Okay, that's not terrible. That's 22.
Cool. Yeah, it will give you its name, but we'll get there.
Welcome to whatever plane of existence I happen to be on right now. Feel like causing some carnage? Big shit over here, carnage.
Why have you summoned me to this awful realm?
For a pleasure and entertainment for us all.
Are there humans, souls to consume?
Absolutely.
I am pleased.
Have at it.
Which souls?
Through. All those ones on this ship over here.
But there are some on this ship right here.
I know, but you just need to get up a little bit of tempo first, crossing the 100 feet between here and there. Just work up an appetite, eh?
I am not sure I want to, Master. There are souls right here, including yours.
Well, don't try mine. It's gooier than you imagine, and it's been places. It's just not clean. It's not clean.
Very well, I will go to the other ship, but I'm not sure I want to.
Because it's too far? Like, start with those guys, and then if any of these guys around here look really appetizing, we can talk. We can definitely.
Are you going to ask it its name?
Oh, fuck. What should I call you? No, what does your mother call you?
I don't have a mother. I was born from the banks of the Styx.
What did the banks of the Styx call you? What's your real name? I'm Milk.
I am Phalelos. Oh no, I'm not supposed to tell people. Shit.
Great. Thanks, babes. Let me write that down. Feels like it might be useful. Yeah, do you want to go over and slaughter some people? I mean, that sounds fun.
If you command me using my real name, Master, I have little choice in this, but I am disturbed by the fact that I have given you my name. Curses upon... that wisdom save is a disadvantage, a natural 1, which is only fitting in how I performed that character.
Hooray! No, that character was delightful.
I will have my vengeance, Master, but later. Souls, and goes flying over. Casmays are quite fast, if I recall correctly.
So you've got a flight speed of 60 feet.
Cool. It flies 120 feet. Flies over to the other ship, and this has things at range you want it to do.
No, I wanted it to get over there and then cast drone when it's within 30 feet of a bunch of people. So we'll come
okay,
back.
so it's flying over. Basically, you can now control it in combat. Tell me what you want it to do, and it does it unless it rolls the save at the end of its turn, which I will do every turn.
Cool. No, that's good for the moment. I'll just sit and wait for the ship to get near. Oh, is the ship getting near? Then I will command it to do that when the ship gets here. That'll be its next turn, won't it?
It'll be its next turn anyway. Yes, it'll fly over and the ship will get closer, but that's all part of this.
I will shoot some people if any people get close enough for me to shoot them. I've got a range of 120 feet. What am I talking about? Oh no, I just used my action. Sorry, I'm more excited because I've not used that before.
Fine by me.
Okay.
You watch
you
watch your demon buzz over towards the ship and have a moment of this was a good idea. Anton, you and Lorraine have very similar initiative counts and arrive on deck at the same time and see all of this. What would you like to do? You can see the situation as described.
Now, ships with cannons presumably have gunpowder to keep those things going.
Presumably.
And I imagine that they have to reload the cannons with gunpowder. So if I fireball where the cannons are inside the ship, presumably there's a lot of ignitables.
Yeah, presumably.
Inside of it.
Presumably.
Would it help to try and put a hole in the hull first so that the fireball can get reached
I can just
inside?
summon it from inside. Like I did with the tower upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's one thing Anton is good at, it's summoning fireballs. So that is exactly what he's going to do. And he's going to look at Lorraine like, you know what I'm going to do.
That's exactly what I would do. Do you want to use a spell slot or should I?
After you.
Sure.
Going to see the damage that Lorraine does. And then if it's necessary to do another one.
Lorraine summons a fireball and it goes over and goes to it because you can target them 120 feet, and the ship's more than close enough. So goes directly into where the cannon are inside the ship. Do you want to roll with the damage now because it is technically your spell?
Okay.
It's basically you rolling the attack roll.
How many do I need? 8.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, drop 1. 4. Okay, so let's roll these twice.
Wizard math.
That's 10, 16, 19. 19, then we've got 22, 24, 26, 30.
Cool.
30 points of damage altogether.
The fireball goes flying off inside the ship, and there is an almighty explosion, and then there's secondary explosions after it goes. There's bang, 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 as various sort of parts of gunpowder go off, and the ship is clearly gutted, and now it's clearly sort of like got enough holes in it, it's slowly starting to sort of cave in on itself and sink inwards a little bit. In one turn, you have absolutely annihilated them. I mean, all of them rolled too low in initiative to go before all of you, and in one turn, yeah. The Rat Queen is looking absolutely decimated.
As that happens, Anton's going to look at Lorraine and say, "How many people can you teleport?"
I didn't prepare it because you told me not to.
Just shakes his head at Lorraine, like, "I didn't tell you not to. I didn't tell you to." Like,
I prepared things that might be more useful against, the more important enemy.
I didn't know we were going to be fighting a Leviathan. How did you?
Leviathan's...
I imagine this argument goes on for a while.
Anton argues with himself. From the deck of the ship, you do see a couple of figures leaping into the water and trying to swim away. Some of them you can see as they hit the water, and some of them you can't. You have no idea where they've gone. Cal, on the ship's turn, do you fly the ship close? Do you steer the ship closer to the pirate ship, or what are you doing?
Yes. So the plan was to go past them, so that Nate can push them, and then carry on past them.
Okay. Does that go back towards the Leviathan, back towards the hole in the storm, or are you going to go a different way?
We need to pick up Pete. Just put that one out there really quickly.
The water still. They can't fire anything. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. I will stop and turn around and go back to where P is.
Okay, so you're going back towards where P is, back to where the Leviathan is.
Do a loop, yeah.
Cool. As you loop around, Nate, do you want to cast your Gust of Wind?
I mean, what state is that ship in now?
Oh, it's a shipwreck.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to anymore.
Okay.
So I do shout. We've got to get through that storm. We've only got about 10 minutes before that hold starts closing up.
Mm-hmm.
Did the ship have like a rowboat or any life rings?
No, it's a pirate ship. Are you kidding me?
Pirate ships are like hand in hand with health and safety. You can have both.
No, but they didn't have that. They don't have a rowboat. They don't have anything like that. No.
Maybe the Leviathan will save them because they worship it.
Sure.
If I give them our rowboat, then we all have to jump off the ship in order to get them.
They've sworn to kill me. Please do not give them a rowboat.
It's the honourable thing, honour among thieves and all that.
Are you a pirate?
No. But still.
Okay. As the ship swerves around, Nate, you don't cast. You still lose a spell slot, I'm afraid, because you were holding it. So you lose the spell slot, but you don't cast Gust of Wind as you go past the ship. As you go past
the ship's speed for this round is 65 feet.
Yeah. So you manage to curve around and go back towards P. You can see that the Bluebottle is curving around towards you. Yes, Nate?
Okay. That doesn't use a spell slot because it's a racial feature.
So you don't use it.
Still get used?
No. If it's a racial feature, you don't use it. Yep.
Cool.
All right. No waste at all. But as you curve around, as the ship curves around to go towards P, you can see this gigantic Leviathan in the space. It's filling the corridor where you're supposed to go, and it's clearly not wanting you to be part of that. And it can shoot out these jets of water, as you've seen, which look incredibly dangerous. But as you curve towards it, P, you're in the water. What would you like to do?
I want to find Beelzebub.
Cool, you landed near it and you saw it go, so if you want to dive down and grab it before it sinks too deep, you can.
Yes, I would like to.
Cool, you dive under the water. As you dive under the water and grab Beelzebub's small stone form, in the water you can see a few figures swimming very quickly.
Where towards?
They've clearly moved. They don't know. They've clearly come from the Rat Queen and seem to be moving towards you, towards the Leviathan, towards where the Bluebottle is now heading quite quickly. They appear to have an exceptionally high swimming speed.
I don't have any pockets, so I'm just going to put the stone in my mouth.
Great.
Because I don't have anywhere else to put it.
Great.
Be really careful.
How far away from me are the swimming people?
As they move to...
Roughly 20 feet?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'll throw my sword at one of them.
You're in water.
I am above the water and I am throwing my sword.
They are they're under the surface of the water.
Wouldn't you be able to throw your
I could throw my
sword
sword
in
through the water.
How far would it go? Yeah.
It'd be a disadvantage attack roll because you are
I can
attacking...
roll at disadvantage.
Sure.
How far would a woodchuck chuck? Woodchuck chuck.
That is a 26.
What? You rolled a disadvantage?
Yes, I rolled at disadvantage. I rolled a 26.
Wow.
How?
Because I rolled a 12.
Okay, so your blade scythes through the water and cuts into one of the figures who looks at you angrily. She looks to be about... She looks like she's probably the captain of the ship, has a very similar vibe to Cal in many ways, and as the sword cuts into her, she looks at you furiously and is going to swim towards you. Roll with the damage on the attack as you hit.
Not as fabulous.
Nowhere near as fabulous, no. Much more sort of plain.
That's 25 points of damage. I did not smite.
Okay.
It's just standard
Very
damage.
restrained of you. Well done.
She's going to swim towards you.
I get a second attack, Chris.
Can you throw it again? Oh my god.
That's 29 to hit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, that is 17, 18, and 5. That's 23 points of damage.
Cool. 2 massive cuts against this figure, now swimming towards you very angrily and with intent.
Can I swim towards the boat?
Yeah, you can swim towards the Bluebottle. It's sort of heading in your direction. You can sort of go and swim alongside it. That's no problem at all.
I can't shout because I've got...
Oh.
Don't swallow it. Oh, don't swallow
If
it.
you swallow it, you'll get it back eventually.
There's people
Hazard.
There's people swimming in the water! There's people swimming in the water!
As Prosperous says this, at the end of Prosperous's turn, the Leviathan, realizing it cannot affect any of you, it can keep firing jets of water, but realizing that it's going to struggle to do much with you, is going to move. And it sinks beneath the waves again. And as it does, it is going to cast Storm of Vengeance.
That
Sounds friendly.
good.
It's an 8th level spell. It's a 9th level spell, sorry. A churning storm cloud forms above the ship, spreading to a radius of 360 feet. Lightning flashes in the area, thunder booms, and strong winds roar.
But I can try and counterspell that, right?
We're sailing here.
Anton, would you like to try and counterspell that?
Oh, I love you now.
Actually, no, you can't. 60 feet of range. You're nowhere near close enough. Not a chance. It comes from the creature.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
You can't. So as the Bluebottle, Prosperous desperately in the water, treading water, with the...
Swimming.
Swimming.
Swimming quite aptly, actually. Thank you.
Okay, with a couple of figures in the water swimming towards the boat. The Leviathan vanishing back into the
Like
storm.
Michael Phelps.
And the Leviathan summoning a terrifying storm of vengeance. That's where we're going to have to pick up next time, I'm afraid. No. We are out of time, but I will keep the initiative tracker. I'll make sure I have everything set for next time, because that's where we will go from here. Oh! Built towards that, didn't we?
Bad time not to prepare Dispel Magic.
I will say this. That first hit from the mangonel changed literally everything. That was incredible.
That was a above average damage roll on a nat 20.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was so good.
Two really high.
Spicy.
Well, I mean, you're going to have to join us next week now to see how this battle continues with a creature that can hide in a storm and summon
I can't believe
storms.
they can swim. I thought they were doomed. I was feeling all sorry for them, and now they're swimming around. I'm like, why did I waste my sympathy?
I mean, they're warlocks. Some of them. So that's where we'll pick up next time. Anyway, we play 6 to 9 p.m. Every Monday, and there's 2 more weeks to go until we pause for Christmas. So these are the last 2 weeks of Sea of Swords Forsaken. Come see the thrilling end game and see if Niall survives. That is what you can...
Niall's going to survive. Niall as a person is going to survive this.
Oh, Anton will be fine if Niall dies.
I live a very reckless life. Like, I'm up the north, fighting dragons and giants and stuff.
Yeah.
The real dragons.
But yeah, join us till the end of
collectors.
2021 with Sea of Swords. And on Tuesdays, we're currently running a show called Vile Shadows and a Honeyed Smile, DM'd by Justin Wells. Very different flavour of campaign. Do check that out tomorrow and again next week for their finale as well. Splendid. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg and often streamed at twitch.tv/DND, so you can probably find them in both places. And everything we have is archived on YouTube, and there will be a link to that in chat, as will be a link to all of our socials. Do please follow us, join us, whatever you can do to help us spread the word about what we do. Every small tweet or message goes an extremely long way, so thank you very much for that. Big thanks again to all our sponsors, Hero Forge and Ultra Pro. You probably have about 30 seconds or so to pop your name in chat and win a gazer for your desk. But yes, pop in chat, UK address holders only, please. And a massive thank you again to our supporters, D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Level Up Dice, and Zavi.com. Ooh, see you all next time, everyone. Gotta go. Bye.
Bye.